Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the Bunnings NPC. It is round 3. We are back here in New Zealand with some provincial rugby. We are 3 teams short, unfortunately, of a full competition. We are missing Auckland, North Harbour, and also, I feel like I should be able to name them, but I've forgotten the third team, unfortunately, just at this stage. I'm sure you guys will be able to help me out. I think it is Counties Manukau, who we are also missing at the moment, but we are not missing you guys. You guys are in the chat here. I've got the Chiefs kit on as well for this game between Waikato and Canterbury. I'm actually from more the Canterbury region than the Waikato region, that is for sure. But I decided to put the kit on in the celebration for the competition coming back, looking through the starting lineup of Waikato here. They've got some very good players in here. I'm looking at Xavier Rowe as one of the key players for them. Also, Jack Lamb off the back of the scrum could be very dangerous for them. Fletcher Smith at number 10 for this one as well. We have got Johnny Blaze, Crazy NZ, Katie, also Sebastian in the chat as well. Big love, everyone. Bunnings NPC is back. It is indeed, and I am excited to cover as many of these games on the channel as we possibly can. And what's happened, brother, as well, says Sebastian. I believe that there was some drama in Timaru very recently, which is very sad news. And D, we have got big love from Katie as well. And hey, Hamish says, Aidan, welcome in, mate. Who do you guys think is going to be winning this game? Do let me know in the chat. We are only around 3 minutes away from the kickoff taking place, and that means that we are about to see some more Bunnings NPC action. I'm kind of leaning to the side to try and hide myself. I could actually just move like that. There we go. I've got a hard drive on my leg. I'm not sure what that's about, but we are going to be looking at the Canterbury lineup now, and we do see they've got Waisaki Naholo in the number 11 jersey. He is signed, of course, for Canterbury this year for the Bunnings NPC. Was at London Irish in the Gallagher Premiership, which does start up this next morning, I should say. The game at 6:45 a.m. Bristol Bears taking on Saracens. We're going to cover that game on the channel as well. We have got plenty coming. Josh Mackay at number 15. He's going to be heading over to the United Rugby Championship when it does start up relatively soon for one of the Scottish teams, I think is where he is heading there. But Billy Harmon, number 7, making a huge amount of tackles throughout Super Rugby Aotearoa and also Super Rugby Trans Tasman. Very talented player indeed. Reid Prinsep in the number 6 jersey. That's the thing. Looking at these team sheets, Canterbury have some very talented players, but they are the underdogs in this match. Waikato have been doing very well indeed. These are the benches that we have got there, but we can see there 44 matches, for Billy Harmon, 92% tackle success for that man as well. We have got in the chat, we have got Chiefs jersey betrayal alert as well, says Sebastian, and hey mate from Luke, and also up the Waikato says Kane, and hey Amish, nice jersey as well. We do have to thank Johnny Blaze for that. He did send it to me at the start of Super Rugby Aotearoa, and that was when the Chiefs really went on a good run. So I'm not sure whether or not this jersey has a little bit of luck here, and whether or not it rubs off on the Waikato side as well. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a close game. My wishes never came true last weekend as well, says Aidan, and that's the thing. This is a big moment because Canterbury, they had a little bit of a shaky start. They lost to Auckland, and they actually ended up in that situation of, unfortunately, they did end up, fortunately, they just bet Manawatu in their matchup. But they're showing Waikato. They had a brilliant comeback up against Wellington as well. I believe they were 30-something points down, and now they were able to get that win. Looking at this table for the Premiership, we can see that both of the sides are here. It is first versus last place for this one. But then Canterbury, they have still had a win, so no one has lost 2 games here in the Premiership yet. But Waikato sitting top of the bunch. They have received 2 bonus points compared to Tasman, who have not received a bonus point yet. And then also, while we are at it, we will look at the championship, and we can see Taranaki. They are going to be playing Wellington in the upcoming match. And then we've also got on Sunday a match that is going to be taking place between, it will be Hawke's Bay and Bay of Plenty for that Ramfurly Shield. But unless we are getting very close to the kickoff, I will shuffle back over as we have got too much is going on that jersey, giving me a headache. Like it's simple, but with a few slick touches as well. It is indeed down the bottom here. Tell you what, if this part confuses you, I'm just going to pull it up. Luckily, I got something on underneath. Look at that intricate design there. I'm trying to make it in the middle, but it is very impressive in terms of the detail that has gone into this Chiefs kit. That is for sure. At this stage now, we're getting very close to the kickoff, and I've already shown you guys my shirt. It seems like this one is going in a different direction to the normal ones, but I'm very excited. Waikato 0-0 of Canterbury, kicking off left to right for Waikato, and it is unfortunately in front of no crowd. Letting it bounce there was interesting from their number 14 for Canterbury, who has been able to find the touchline with that long kick downfield, and God no, as well, says Steve Smith, and a lovely design, says Katie Dixon as well. But in the end, they let that one bounce off kickoff. I believe it was Cameron Bailey who decided to let it bounce, which is a very risky off kickoff. We have seen that go wrong as well for teams in the past. It's a bloody beautiful jersey, though, I have to admit as well, says Sebastian. I do like it very much, this Chiefs kit. I do have a Waikato one that's a little bit similar in that regard, although it's got the long sleeves as well, I should say. But now going to the front there, there's going to be Misa now, Xavier Rowe passing it across. And it's going to be the opportunity for Waikato just inside of the half of Canterbury to try and strike first in this game. A little bit of the seller, the dummy there. Going back across field, Summer Penny Fee now very strong with the ball in hand, almost getting in there with Canterbury to steal that one. It's now going to be Lachlan McWayne breaking the line. And he was going very nice indeed, 35 metres out now for Waikato. Seller, the dummy here, going to be offloaded. Looks like it's in the hands of Jacobson. And that's doing decently from Canterbury so far. We know that they've got some very good players in that side who will be defending as hard as they can early on in this match. The likes of Henry Stowers trying to hold up Misa there. But needing to go to ground. Xavier Rowe short side once again. One of the hands of Mitch Jacobson, not to be confused with Luke Jacobson, who is playing for the All Blacks tomorrow in that game up against Argentina. Straight on the ball almost was Bailey. Still in the hands of Waikato though. 8 phases in a row now for them. Once again, Misa getting his third carry of this match. Still 40 metres out, Waikato trying to find that line break, and now it's starting to open up a little bit. Selling the dummy there, it would have been Lewis Rogers in the number 12 jersey. That's a big hit on Jack Lamb there by Luke Romano. And now up to 11 phases, Misa, another carry for that man. He's going to be busy throughout this match by the looks of it. Xavier Rowe now selling a bit of a dummy, giving it now to Aiden Johnson. And they are still not really going too far, Waikato. It's going to be an awkward bouncing ball. It's a knock on as well. And now it will be a scrum feed for Canterbury. What a start to this match. Is the sport NRL? Says it Moy Slayer. It is not. It is rugby union, and it is the national provincial competition here in New Zealand. So pretty much what that means is there are 14 sides from all around New Zealand that do play off, although at this stage we are missing 3 of them because of the lockdowns that we have got, which is why this game unfortunately does not have a crowd. We have got the Springboks played really badly last week. Do you think they will get the W tomorrow as well, says Aiden? It's a tough one. They're at Suncorp Stadium, which of course is somewhere that the Wallabies have a very good record at. We've got a preview coming out a little bit later on where we talk about that record. And they have just got a very good chance of winning the Wallabies at Suncorp Stadium, but they are still the underdogs because, of course, South Africa, number 1 team in the world. They will possibly change their tactics a little bit, South Africa, in terms of maybe less of that kicking game because they did kick the ball away probably a few too many times in that first game, but now it's going to be Mitch Drummond feeding the ball, and Henry Stowers got the ball, flicks it off the back now. Drummond gives it back now. It's going to be the backline movement. A little bit of an awkward pass to Josh Mackay. He's had a juggle, but he has been able to take it. Drummond once again going back now. Reed Prinsep, first carry of the match for him, and also the first attacking maneuver from Canterbury, breaking the line as well. Now it's going to be Klein. Passes it backwards, running hard at the line. It's going to be the quick-stepping Rameka Poyapi. Up to 35 metres now. Out from the line. Drummond goes back. Gives it now. Burke. Seller the dummy there from Punavai, who I believe a couple of weeks ago did end up with that horrific head knock. But now Xavier Rowe able to get that loose ball, kicking it downfield into the 22. And it will be, by the looks of it, Fergus Burke taking this one. And he will be kicking this one into touch. He's got a very long boot on him. And he has been able to find that touchline 40 metres out from his own line. Time to crack open the Bears, we think, as well, says Steve Smith. Of course, we are on a Friday night. The amount of rugby that we have got coming up here is absolutely just incredible, with the factor of we've got Gallagher Premiership, we've got the Rugby Championship, those 2 huge games tomorrow. Then we've got top 14, the Sevens competitions going on in Toronto at the moment, as well as another one. That was a good throw, but unfortunately not good enough. And Misa able to take that one or not able to take that one was the first receiver. Stowers now we have also got in there. I just want to see a high-scoring game. And normally these Bunnings NPC games, I think I've only seen one game that hasn't really had a high-scoring one. And I think that was Counties Manukau versus North Harbour. Billy Harmon breaking the line now on the halfway. Now going back to Drummond. This is looking good here for Canterbury. Josh Mackay driving at the line. And it's a penalty for not releasing, I believe it was, or maybe it was player leaving the feet. I think it was too much going on where to start as well. Says Steve Smith, yeah, my brain is scrambled. That is for sure. We're going to be getting up at 6:45 a.m. tomorrow for the first match of the Gallagher Premiership. Bristol Bears taking on Saracens as well as that match. I do not really understand this, but I go for Rebels and the Wallabies as well, says Moy Slayer. And of course, the Wallabies playing the Springboks tomorrow. It will be a 7:05 p.m. kickoff here in New Zealand, which means it would be a 5:05 p.m. kickoff there in Australia for that one. And we have got connection. It's great, by the way. No problems on my side, says Sebastian. That is very good news, because yesterday we had quite a few problems on the gaming live stream that we did do on the Kiwi Gaming channel. We have got there. My cat just laid down next to me and started watching too with the George emojis and the Billy as well. And that's interesting because Billy, normally with the Chiefs kit, he comes over and sees me, but for some reason he's decided today, I think I know why, because he is well and truly asleep at the moment, just inside of the 22 here, Waikato. Now it is going to be in the hands of James Tucker. I need to relearn these names a little bit more. Unfortunately, I have relatively forgotten them, but Fletcher Smith now passing it off. It's going to be Xavier Rowe. I know him well. It's going to be now an offload back into the hands of McWannell now. Johnston driving 14 minutes out here for the Waikato. Can they get the first try of the match? It's going to be a white ball by the looks of it. No. Instead, it is going to be James Tucker dropping the ball, kick forward into touch there by Canterbury inside of the 22. So now it will be the line-out throw for the Waikato. We have also got there, let's go as well, says Colin. Welcome in to the live stream, and we have got Olo as well from Crazy NZ. And also, how do you get the Pro 14 teams on Rugby Challenge 4? Pretty much the easiest way is to download them from the Fan Hub and then link them to your kind of competition. Or did you get them? No, I have not quite got them yet. I'm going to do the Bunnings NPC sides first, and then from there, do those top 14 ones, likes of Racing 92 and all those ones, and maybe add that Curtly Bill one, like I was going to be. Xavier Rowe now on the 22 once again. Waikato having all of the territory at the moment, trying to drive their way forward. It's going to be offloaded back. Big run from Mitch Jacobson, but straight on the ball for Canterbury. Almost able to get Xavier Rowe. Passes it back now to Jack Lamb. He's nailed in the tackle again by Luke Romano. He does not like him for some reason today. Johnson passes it back. It's going to be the quick hands offloaded out the back through the legs. It's an awkward bouncing one. And now there's still a bit of a wrestling match going on. It's going to be their number 14. Combs Fabling, I believe is the pronunciation there. They're only a few minutes out. Jacobson takes it to ground once again. Xavier Rowe. Who is he going to go to? He's firing it back. Smith now firing it out the back line. It's a loose pass, but it's going to be taken very nicely by Lansdowne. Taken down. They have been told to get out of there. At this stage now, Waikato once again putting together 10 phases in this match. But Henry Stowers straight on the ball, and he's won the penalty for Canterbury. Did very well for Manu Samoa throughout those matches up against Tonga, and he's done very well there to win that penalty. Are the Rebels good? They aren't the best at the moment, but they have got the foundation to be able to become a very good side in the new Super Rugby Pacific that is going to be starting up. They've got the likes of Reece Hodge, Matt Tamua, just to name a few. Andrew Callaway may still be there as well, if I'm not wrong. And we have got Rebels at a bit of a wobbly season, but they're still a strong side, exactly right there. And they have got some very good players, and a few of them are actually making their way into the Wallaby side. But the position at the moment, 71% for Waikato. 8 minutes into this game, and we are still nil. Looks like could be a low-scoring close one in this game. We have also got there with the 10s and the Kieran and the Billy as well, says Katie Dixon, and it's also his game on KO, says Moe Slayer. Unfortunately, the Bunnings NPC games, I believe, are only on Sky and also Stan Sport, I believe, is the other option to be able to watch the games. But straight after the games, it will be on the All Blacks YouTube channel. They will have the highlights of this one, but we're just seeing it is at the moment. Luke Romano, he's playing like he is a man on fire. He just seems to be attacking anyone who's got the ball. And Jack Lamb actually going off the field now for an HIA. No, he's not. He is just tuning the ruck. He is a strong individual. He's blinking as if he has been hit by a bus, but he is going Jack Lamb, and he is going to be a very dangerous player. Now, they have got Tao Tete and also Toi Maha, which I'm not too sure what that meant. Unfortunately, I know it is Māori Language Week. That nose is a little bit wonky. Steve Smith is here once again in the chat. Thank you very much, mate, for that donation. Beer Fund is on me for the upcoming matches, mate. Gets some local, good local Kiwi beer and enjoy the rugby, says Steve. Exactly right, mate. We have got so many games that are going to be coming up in this one. So I'm excited for this weekend. It's probably going to mean that I sleep completely through Monday and Tuesday, but it would have been worth it because these streams, I absolutely love doing them. I hope you guys have been enjoying. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Billy Harmon now 40 metres out from the line. Once again, Mick Drummond passes it back. Fergus Burke now using that back line nicely. Josh Mackay with a bit of a step, but Jacobson drags him down 40 out from their own line now. Canterbury on the far touch side. Going to be Luke Romano. Great step from it was once again Fergus Burke. He is playing well in this match so far. Drummond fires the ball back to Josh Mackay stepping, but also dragged down by that Waikato defence. These two sides are just not letting each other through. Sebastian has said Steve Smith is the absolute legend. He is indeed straight on the ball there. Oh, Jack Lamb. That should have been a penalty to Jack Lamb. I think it's kind of a little bit of confusion. Everyone's going, wait, what's that going to be called? But instead now, it's going to be the box kick from Mitch Drummond here. 40 metres out, taking in the air, and that's going to be a penalty. Or is it? No, it's not going to be a penalty. Interesting call from the referees at this stage, but now it is going to be going back once again into the hands of their number 5, which in this one now they've got the advantage and they've got the penalty, and I believe he is going back to that penalty for taking the man out in the air. Are you watching the game live? Pretty much. I am about 30 seconds or so behind live because of the fact that I am watching it on Sky Go rather than on Sky. So that is why I'm a little tiny bit behind, but it is relatively live as well. I'm moving home on Monday and Wednesday as well. Says that Brandon, welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to see you. Once again, we have got their no live match, mate, channel gets the ban hammer as well. Yeah, unfortunately, they are very strict on YouTube in terms of what you are allowed to do on the channels, but we are going to be doing the live commentary for every single match of this weekend, pretty much. Where is he watching it at? I am watching it at, it is going to be Sky Go that I am watching. So you've either got Sky if you're in New Zealand, or Stan Sport is the other one that you will have as an option. And we have got, hey, Brandon, that's exciting news. Hope everything goes well from Katie. And also we have got the other emojis from Steve Smith, the Kieran, the Bumfer, the try the ball. We need to add more emojis. And me and Isaac were actually discussing this just before the match. And we are going to be looking at more emojis that we can have. We still need the confused face off Hamish. And all going to the front here. And it's going to be down the wing, the big number 2. He's in touch, though, unfortunately, for Stephen Messer. And he just wasn't quite able to get to the try line. Oh, yeah, let's go listen to Hamish. He's just as good as live, says Steve Smith. And I really do appreciate that, mate. And I am glad that you guys are able to kind of follow along with the games because of the fact that these games aren't very easily accessible, I should say, if you aren't in New Zealand or Australia, other than the highlights that come afterwards, unfortunately. Other than that, they don't really show these games anywhere in other countries. So that is why we do provide these live commentaries. It's going to be a line-out throw taken nicely by Princep, who's done very nicely indeed to get that one only 10 metres out from their line here, Canterbury. And they'll be looking for a clearing kick downfield. It is going to be Fergus Burke. Puts it on the boot, looking for the touchline. Is it going to find touch? No, it doesn't now. And now on the halfway line, it is going to be Lansdowne, passes it across to the hands of, it is Combs Fabling. We did have that one 40 metres out now from their line, Waikato. Or sorry, from the Canterbury line, Waikato. Oh, it was an awkward pass there from Fletcher Smith, but taken very nicely by the forwards. Once again, Fletcher Smith gets the ball back, almost interception pass thrown. I haven't seen Waisaki Naholo yet. I have not seen Waisaki Naholo yet. I said his name at the start of this match. Is he even playing? I'm looking around. There he is. He's got the ball almost. No, he's made the tackle there. And I believe it was Balin Sullivan who he did tackle. I hadn't seen him up until this point, Waisaki Naholo, which was an interesting one. Left-footed kick there into the 22, but it's taken by Fergus Burke. Puts a high, going to be chasing it as well. It's like it's going to be lined up. Oh, it's going to be a knock-on, was it? It was backwards. It is going to be play on. It's going to be Cobus Fabling once again, passing it across. Fletcher Smith now on the outside. Linking up, it is going to be Lois Rogers in the number 12 jerseys. A few of these Waikato names, I don't think I've actually commentated a Waikato game yet as well. Tell you what, he is a strong runner of the ball, though. Going to be passed back. It's going to be Sheila Klein knock on there. And it was the first knock on from Waikato, second knock on from Canterbury. So 35 out, or 45 out, sorry. It is going to be Canterbury's a scrum people we have. I haven't shaved the beard yet and left just the mustache, mate, says Steve Smith. I was going to do it for the match tomorrow night when it is the Wallabies taking on the Springboks. And it was a little bit of reasoning because of the fact that I decided that since I had to go out and about today, I decided to leave this little bit. But after this live stream, and more than likely after that Bristol Bears versus Saracens one for that Wallabies versus South Africa, it is just going to be the mustache. It's not going to look as impressive as Nick White's, unfortunately, but hopefully it doesn't look too bad for that one as well. And yes, thank you for all the streams as well. Says it, Katie Dixon, no worries. I absolutely love doing these ones, definitely because the Bunnings NPC is back. I have been, I believe, the only one following this competition in terms of on YouTube for commentary. I don't think I've seen a single commentary of anyone else doing the Bunnings NPC, but it's an awesome competition. It's pretty much Super Rugby, except you get 14 sides, which, I mean, you can't really complain too much about that. 919 kgs for Waikato compared to the 908 of Canterbury in this scrum. Luke Romano, he's been putting in the big hits early on in this one. And at this stage now, there's going to be an interesting battle in the front row. They are showing George Dyer also going up against Daniel Leonard Brown in the starting lineup for Canterbury for this one. 45 metres out from their own line, close to the far touchline. It is going to be Mitch Drummond putting the ball in. We have got there watching the highlights after the game. Be like, so what's this? Oh, so that's what Irish was talking about as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, at this stage, hopefully we get some more highlights. We're still 14 minutes in and no tries have been scored yet, but I feel like that's going to change very soon, and it's going to be out the back line here. It's going to be, he's breaking the line now. He's got Josh McKay with him. Drawn pass, hasn't got the pace. He's trying to link up, but he's gone on the inside. Waisaki Naholo has scored the try for Canterbury, and that is going to be the first try of the match. And that's how quickly it can change, ladies and gentlemen. Waikato under a lot of early dominance, I would say, because of the fact that they were able to just keep on putting together the phases. I sung a little bit of Waisaki Naholo there. But he has got the try. I mentioned it. See, where's he been? I haven't seen him all match. And then Drummond goes back. It was beautifully linked up there. Great step from Cameron Bailey. Offloads on the outside of Josh Mackay. Then from there, went back to Bailey on the inside. So he's done incredibly well to set up that try. And then Waisaki Naholo, all he had to do was put it down in the corner. And he was scoring that try for Canterbury. He's got their try as well, says Steve Smith. And also we have got there, you could be like the Kiwi Dexter Loomis as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there, I like Nick White. Oh, I think Nick White looks like Waluigi as well, says Katie Dixon. It is certainly an impressive stash from Nick White, that is for sure. But we're going to have to add the name Waisaki Naholo to the try scorers list. We will go like this and we will go like this. Naholo, there we go. Waisaki Naholo, 15 minutes into this game, scores the first try of the match for Canterbury. We will have that scrolling across the bottom there. It's going to be a hard kick here for Fergusberg, but very good with this boot normally. He's missed that one, Fergusberg, unfortunately, out to the left, so he's not so good today, unfortunately, for him. But it is still the try for Canterbury, and Waisaki Naholo, the man who was able to score it for them. Very impressive backline movement, but the assist surely has to go to Cameron Bailey because he broke the line originally, gave it to Josh Mackay, then was still in support, and then from there, Waisaki Naholo able to score it. It's got there. Look at his heavy little face. You're not kidding anyone. You feel nothing for Waikato and the Chiefs as well. At this stage, I mean, I just enjoy watching both teams score. I'll be honest. In this one, it's going to be an exciting contest to see who is going to be scoring the most tries in this one, because I think now that we've had one, we're going to get to see a few more. So hopefully that will be the case in this one as well. But at this stage, just inside of their 22, it's going to be kicked downfield from Canterbury, not finding touch though. So now it's going to be Lansdowne or Lansdowne, I think it is, Lansdowne, who has got that ball there for Waikato, going back as Xavier Rowe now, passes it to Smith, Jack Lamb, offload there, Summer Penny Finau not able to break the line, but still inside of the half of Canterbury here, Fletcher Smith, Waikato pass, going to find the hands of the man down the wing, Rogers, getting closer and closer. It's got there, I think he was also kind of like Nigel Thornberry, that's an American cartoon as well, I do know, of course, from was it actually called Nigel Thornberry? I was going to say the Rugrats, but that is the wrong program, I believe, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, it's an interesting one, Nigel Thornberry. I mean, if I dyed it so that it was a little bit more ginger, perhaps it would be a little bit of a splitting image for myself and Nick White. But yeah, at this stage, it was a very nice try indeed from Waisaki Naholo. So far, turnovers conceded 6 against Waikato 2. For Canterbury, penalties conceded though 2 for Canterbury, 1 against that one. And we have got hello sir as well, says the Rugby Down Under podcast. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. It is great to see you for the Bunnings NPC of all things. As well, where is he watching the game? I am watching it on Sky in New Zealand, but then it is also available on Stan Sport in Australia as well. We have got Salvador Dali, mustache shavers, please, as well, says Sebastian. I mean, we'll have to keep on growing it for now because it doesn't seem like it's growing at a rapid pace. It's kind of almost got those sticky out the side bits though. That has been slowly developing, but at this stage now, Mitch Drummond putting the ball in, going to be 45 metres out from Canterbury's line, going short side here. A little bit of a set play going on, juggle, but he has been able to take it there. The man in the number 13 jersey, Bonavai. It's going to be a penalty though. Jack Lamb getting in there very quickly, not releasing call. And now it is going to be Waikato. We've got the opportunity of possibly kicking this one towards the corner. We have got there in the chat, Rugby Down Under as well, and we have got Helsingers Wyman, who is doing all right. Today, we've had a little bit of rain and a little bit of sun. We've had a little bit of everything, to be fair. But it's currently 7 degrees at this stage, so it's a bit chilly. But I am wearing the Chiefs kit. I had to keep it for this live stream, even though I am from Canterbury. But Waikato, they are top of the table at the moment. Canterbury's sitting bottom of the table in that situation. The Rugrats as well brings up my childhood my childhood Remember Cartoon Network these days. Where they go as well. Tell you what, Tom and Jerry and Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo used to be the best thing out, I thought. Every mystery that they did solve, and now it's going to be Fletcher Smith going almost into the hands. He has been able to take it very nicely there. Man, and the number 6 jersey is Liam Messon playing. I don't believe he actually is for them in this match. No, he is not. Yes, he is. He's on the bench for them, so he is going to get a chance late in this one. But now driving forward once again, it's going to be Aiden Johnson just outside of the 22 once again. Round the side now. He's going to be backing himself. James Tucker crawling forward. Sheila Klein trying to get in there, not quite able to. Now it's going to be in the hands of Dyer. George Dyer, that is just inside of the 22. after 5 phases. Waikato have been putting it together very nicely with the phase play. Fletcher Smith, what an offload that would have been, but he is unfortunately just ended up being a forward pass. So now it is going to be the scrum. It will be Canterbury once again. We have got there and there. How old are you, mate? I am 21, almost 22. We'll be turning 22 in December. So I'm not too sure what to plan in that regard. It's probably going to be, actually, we're probably going to live stream on my birthday if I'm not wrong, with the amount of live streams that we are doing weekly at the moment. But in the end, they are saying there was just a little bit pass forward. But then the question is also asked if Matthew Lanston getting tackled off the ball could have been a possible option from Ollie Jaeger there. And we have got, isn't Waimate famous for having a Wallabies? It is indeed. We have got some at Victoria Park, it is called. And yeah, they are a few of them lurking. I don't know how many they've got at the moment. I think they've still got around 5 or so. But we have got a lot of Wallabies through the gorge as well that kind of end up out and about when you're driving along. We have got there and the Ren and Stimpy as well. And we have got there Toonami on Cartoon Network, was my jam at Nickelodeon when I was a kid. Rugrats, I lived for 10 and Stimpy, and Rocco's Modern Life as well, says it Katie Dixon and Ed and Eddie, as well as another one. I remember I was probably a little bit later in that regard. I was kind of the Phineas and Ferb type era. Tell you what, they're just showing Jack Lamb getting absolutely whacked by Luke Romano. It looked like it was a little bit high for that one, but Luke Romano, the second shot was definitely big from that man, and that is why maybe Jack Lamb, is he going to be coming off for an HIA? No, he's still going, Jack Lamb. I don't know how he does it. I would have been flattened by that first one and not been able to get up for about 6 months, but he is still out there, still getting whacked back to back, I should say, for that one. But at this stage now, 20 minutes through this game, Canterbury sitting on 5 points and Waikato sitting on 0. The one try scorer of this game, 15 minutes in, Waisaki Naholo, fairly odd parents, is another gem. It is indeed. That is very good indeed. We have, how about for your birthday, we all come for a party at your house as well? I mean, we could have a virtual party on the channel, perhaps. Some sort of special thingamabob. I don't know what we would do, though. I guess we could play a little bit of rugby challenge or something. Yeah, will you do a birthday stream, Amish? Says it, Katie Dixon. Tell you what, while we have got an injury stoppage, because it seems like it is James Tucker who is going to be down for just a little while. So what we will do while we are waiting, we will have a quick look and see whether or not we can find out whether or not we will go here. We will go here. I'm going to look at my schedule to see what I have got happening in December, but hopefully it will be something big. And hopefully we have a few matches that we have got around that December. I think it's actually the early stage of December is going to be sevens, if I'm not wrong, as well. And Buddy Waimate as well, says George Polo. And they are just showing the Bunnings NPC. It is going to be Hawke's Bay playing on Bay of Plenty. So there is a huge game. I'll stream on 4 of your birthdays as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, watch the kids version of Ren and Stimpy as a kid. I watched the adults version as an immature adult as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there a stream for all 4 of your birthdays. That would be kind of cool, although we have had 2 of the birthdays already. George and Isaac have already tuned 22, but it is me and Daniel who are still the young ones of the group. But we both have our birthdays in December for that one. And God, I'm surprised Pablo Matera didn't die after the big hit as well, says Mac. It was a very big one indeed from Nepo Lolala, because he had his legs tied up as well, which just meant he couldn't go anywhere other than just getting flattened by Lolala. But they are going to be resting Nepo Lolala for this match. Come on, Waikato as well, says Doogie. They are only 5 points behind. They can certainly fight back from here, definitely with 60 minutes to go. We saw how well they finished the match up against Wellington. It doesn't matter what the score is at halftime, because Waikato scored 30-something points in that second half up against Wellington to win, and they could do the same up against Canterbury. So it's going to be an exciting second half. We have got a scrum just about to happen. It is going to be the scrum feed of Canterbury, 20 metres out from their own line as well. We have got my birthday is 24th of November, and I'm turning 18 as well, says Max. So yeah, that will be an exciting day for you. Hopefully the lockdowns around New Zealand have all finished by then, and you do get a chance of having a bit of a party for your 18th. But now the ball's gone in. Drummond, is he going to take it? Yes, he does. They're going short side here. Canterbury, it's going to be out to Waisaki Naholo, going to try and run straight over the top of Xavier Rowe, moving up to 40 metres out from their own line. Counter ruck here from, I believe it was Summer Benefino, trying to get that ball back. Now Reed Princep, he's got pressure on him from Xavier Rowe, but they've still kept this ball. Canterbury Romano now trying to shunt off the tackle. He's playing physically today, Luke Romano. Not sure what he had for breakfast, but it has fired him up big time now. It's going to be Drummond, goes Stowers, quick hands to Sam Derry, finds the offload. Waisaki Naholo down the wing, just trying to run over the top of everyone. He dropped that ball on the ground, and now I believe it is going to be a knock-on. No, it's against Waikato that the knock-on came. It's a double knock-on, so now Canterbury inside of the half of Waikato. going to have this scrum feed. We haven't got there. Hey, Kiwi Lab, what do you think that the final score will be between All Blacks versus Argentina in Brisbane? It's a tough one. I think it's going to be a little bit closer, but I think the Wellington side, not the Wellington side, the All Blacks are still going to be able to win that game. I just have that little bit of a feeling that they will be able to get that win by maybe around that 25-ish points. I'm not sure whether I'll get the bonus point, but Argentina, I looked through their squad, and they have made a lot of changes as well. So it's one of those tough ones that maybe they'll end up in the situation of both sides going with completely new things. I mean, they've got Santiago Carreras, who will be starting at 10 for the match, rather than Nicolas Sanchez, who is currently injured, which is very unfortunate for them. We have us got there. Don't forget to subscribe to the brand new Rugby Down Under podcast channel, where the Kiwi Lads and BKR Sport talk all things international rugby. And it is the pin comment as well. That's a penalty to Waikato from about 38 metres out. This is a kickable one if they decide to take it, and it will give them an 8-point lead if they decide to do so. Although Fergus Burke, unfortunately, did miss that first kick. So will he have the confidence to take on the chance? No, they're kicking for the corner. They are going for the full 7 here, Canterbury, if they can. Fergus Burke, it's a decent kick. It's going to be 15 metres out, and now they are going to have the line out through. We have got January 6th as well. My birthday is 24th of November too, as well, says Joe, and also 24th of March. So you are actually in between Isaac and George, because Isaac is on the 22nd, George is on the 29th of March. So you are right smack bang in the middle. We have got Harry sets up as well. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. It is great to see you for this match of the Bunnings NPC, the first one in about 3 or 4 weeks that we've been able to see. Klein throwing it in, Derry falling very awkwardly. He has taken the big contact. Waisaki Naholo now. They're going to be about 10 metres out here. Canterbury. Klein goes back to Romano. Quick gains Drummond now. Passing an intercept pass. And that is not what he would have wanted to do. And now Waikato are going to have the counter attack. But whoever that was, but Canterbury did extremely well to hang on to that ball for as long as he did. Xavier Rogers kicking it down the middle of the field, trying to find space. Taken now. And it's a beautiful step there by Bailey. He is doing extremely well. Cameron Bailey throughout this match set up the first try of the match for Waisaki Naholo, now being able to cover quite a bit of ground and get that one. Now going back once again, Henry Stowers trying to break the line. Good low tackle there from James Tucker, and it's a penalty to Waikato. And it is going to be 40 metres out, straight out in front. Like I mentioned, easily kickable penalty, but do they go for it, or do they decide to go for the corner once again? My eldest birthday is November 24th. And my youngest is November 30th. Our wedding anniversary is the 27th. That is pretty awesome that you have got them all so close together. We have got Yowza as well. Since Smithy Taylor, welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to see you guys for the Bunnings NPC live streams that we are going to be doing on this channel regularly. It is the New Zealand provincial competition, and we're going to be covering as much of it as we can. Sam Derry just leaving the feet there was what ended up giving away the penalty. We have also got there in the chat as well. Hey, brother, how are you? How do you do? Says Katie Dixon. And also we have got welcome, brother. Hope you're well. In the chat to Smithy Toilet. And also, where do you guys rate Carl Heyman upon the greatest tight heads? Says Smithy Toilet. It's a hard one. I remember he was back on, he used to play for the Blues, didn't he, if I'm not wrong? And also, he was in the All Blacks for Rugby 08. And I feel like that's my biggest memory of him. I didn't actually get to watch him too much while he was playing in real life, but I did see him quite a bit on Rugby Challenge, on Rugby 08. He was actually pretty good on that game as well. So maybe it'd be relatively up there, as they did give him a decent rating. Fletcher Smith now. Is he going to be able to get this one straight down the middle to give Waikato only a 2-point disadvantage going into around the 26th minute of this one as well? We have got happy birthday, Maggie, as well. It says it was Harry, and also March 27th is my sister Maggie's birthday. Isn't George's dog named Maggie? Well, that's crazy as well. It is indeed, and that is a missed kick from Fletcher Smith. So okay, that is almost an interesting situation. So your sister's birthday is on the same day as George's, and he's got a dog called Maggie. That is kind of a weird world that we have got there. How do you rate Richie as well? I assume that is Richie Moonga that we are talking about. He's a very good player in that number 10 jersey. Him returning for that second game up against the Springboks. I'm curious to know whether they start Barrett or whether they decide to go for, maybe you go for having Bowden Barrett start and Moonga off the bench. That's a big kick downfield and just outside of the end goal line. Now it's going to be Josh Mackay kicking this one for the touchline, firing it high. I believe he's heading to Glasgow next year, if I'm not wrong. Now it's going to be taken very nicely there by Walker, trying to drive his way forward. Walker, is the name there. Offloader on the outside. Good tackle there from Josh Mackay, just getting stuck on the wrong side of the breakdown. It's an advantage as well to Waikato there, close to the touchline, and it's going to be the penalty to Waikato there. Do they decide to take on the kick? It's a lot more tough of a kick than the last one, that is for sure. We have got Heyman was solid, bro, especially his 2007 campaign, but man, Mr. Osman handled him in the scrum. We've got we used to get Somerville to get beneath him Big O's up, or push O's up, sorry. It's Smithy Toilet. Sheridan knows a lot about Heyman as well. Says it's Smithy Toilet in there and play for Highlanders and Otago as well. Says Smithy Toilet, did he ever play for the Blues? Hopefully he played for the Blues at some stage, or maybe that was where I ended up with him on the kind of manager mode. Maybe that's why I remember him playing for the Blues. I might have actually had him on my Blues Rugby 08 kind of World League, I think it is called. If I'm not wrong, but that's going to be a rolling ball now for Waikato. It's going straight sideways. Good defence so far from Canterbury being able to stop it. They need to keep it still, though, because Stephen Mesa at the back, he would love to pick himself up. A rolling ball try. They're going to get told to use it. It's going to be Xavier Rowe now. Passing it back. Going to be, it's a big hit once again onto the Waikato player. Was actually Billy Harmon. Summer Benefino tackled by Klein Lowe. But 15 minutes out, Rowe gives it to Aiden Johnson now. It's going to be almost out up by Henry Stowers, who has had to release him. Still available there for Waikato. They're up to 5 faces once again. Their most that they've had in this match was 13. Can they beat that? Or will they be able to get to the try line out the back line? Now it's a step there from it was Lansdowne. And the number 13, number 15 jersey. It was the number 13, Punavai, who was making the tackle on him. That's going to be a penalty too. Oh, no, you can't. Okay, I was in through the side. I was going to say that can't be a penalty if the player is still in there, and he is not very happy, James Tucker, because of the fact he tried to get straight in there and he did come in from the side, which is why he ended up with that penalty against him. Who's best All Black as well? Who's the best All Black? I mean, I know that the name, it depends on what era you're in. Dan Carter, Richie McCoy, and I think Jonah Lomu are probably the three that get mentioned the most. Although someone like a Christian Cullen or someone maybe could be up there. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen too much of that name thrown around, I should say. But yeah, it depends on the kind of era that you are looking at as well. It's just a Mandela effect, brother. This isn't the first time someone said Heyman playing for the Blues as well. Says Smithy Toilet, and also we have got go like, turn notifications on, and subscribe to the Kiwi Lads, mate, as well. Says Harry, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So we are on the road to 6,000 at the moment. We have also got there. Let's see if we can hit 6,000 before the Rugby Championship games tomorrow. Should be a lot of Europeans tuning in for Bears versus I will call them Saracens, but I know what you feel about them, Sebastian, in that regard. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. That live stream is going to be a lot of fun, other than the fact that it is starting at 6:40 a.m. New Zealand time, that we are going to be getting up 2021 as well, says Harry. So 2000 to 2021, I feel like, yeah, Dan Carter and also Richie McCaw are probably the two that really get thrown up there in that regards. Harry McCaw, Meads, and Lomu, in order as well, says Smithy Toilet. But at this stage now, 40 metres out, it's just going to be a boot needing adjusted for the Waikato player, and then we are going to be straight into the scrum, which they both have huge fullbacks, over 900 kgs for both of these sides. We have also got there. Can you read my question message as well? I will go back. I feel like I may have missed one, so I am sorry about that. Where is it? I hope all morning is I morning home. Can we play Plants vs Zombies Battle for Naperville? Sorry, it will depend on the day, because of the fact that we are pretty much streaming right through the night, almost every single night that we have got at this stage that's coming up in the week. We're going to be doing all sorts of competitions, whether it's the top 14, Gallagher Premiership, Rugby Championship, Bunnings NPC. All of them are going to be covered. Also a little bit of sevens as well. All-time players, Jeff Wilson, very good shout as well. Tell you what, Jack Lamb just bumping off Mitch Drum there off the back of the scrum. It's going to be Xavier Rowe now passing it back. Gives it now to Mesa. Fletcher Smith throws it to Johnston once again. Going to be wrestled to the ground by Romano. Available for Waikato once again. They've had the ball plenty of times. That's a terrible pass. And always sucking a holo now. Fletcher Smith's got to make the tackle, and he's done extremely well. Offload to Stowers, but they're inside of the 22 now. And it's available for Canterbury. But that was a terrible lofty pass from Fletcher Smith. And because of it now, it has created an attacking opportunity for Canterbury. It's going to be Luke Romano, tackled low. He almost went for the offload, decided against it. It's going to be offloaded back now. It's going to be in the hands of Rameka Poyapi at number 12 for this one. Going short side now, inside ball, almost available for. It was Fergus Burke, Josh Mackay getting in that breakdown as well. The fullback, Mitch Drummond, sells a few dummies. It's a knock on. And now it is going to be going into the hands of Waikato for the scrum feed. This game's going back and forth, but we've only had the one try so far, which makes me feel like we're not too far away from the floodgates opening up. But it was Summer Penny, who originally ended up making that tackle that caused the little knock on. But we see this one, Fletcher Smith, that is a nothing pass. Unfortunately, just ended up lofting it, and it was in the air for a very long time. And then from there, It was Waisaki Naholo all over it. Didn't even find its way to Converse Fabling. In that situation, we have got there Clint Newland. Should have been an All Black, never selected because he KO'd Tialata, but he was a bloody thug as well. Huge sucker, says Smithy Toilet. And also Islanders legend as well, says Harry. So yeah, I may have completely messed up in terms of the team that I said Carl Heyman played for, but of course Jeff Wilson was at the Highlanders very long time. Tell you what, Aaron Smith, how long has he been at the Highlanders at the moment? He has well and truly ramped it up, and I believe he's actually signed a longer contract, Aaron Smith, to keep on going. We have also got there in the chat from George. I'm not too sure what that says. Do let me know the translation before I read it out, because I did actually have one the other day that I read, and it was in Samoan, and I translated it, and luckily I didn't read it out loud because there were about 4 different profanity words stuck in there as well. Greatest tight head ever. I reckon Olo Max Brown as well, says Smithy Jordan. And also we have got there in the chat, wish I took sport more seriously at school. Could have been the best myself by now. Or could have been the best myself by now. As I said, Steve Smith, I kind of wish I did a little bit as well, because of the fact that I guess one thing that happened was it was probably right at the start of high school. There were a few years where, like at primary school, I was one of the fastest kids around in terms of going for the 100-meter dash. But then from there, kind of ended up high school happened, and then I didn't really do a lot for a long time. And that's probably what I regret a little bit in terms of the fact that I probably could have been a lot more fitter than I am at the moment, because I am very unfit. That is for sure. But we have got there. I have a rugby tournament tomorrow as well, says Harry. How many games are you going to be playing in that tournament? Do let me know, mate. And also now, what do you think of the score, or what do you think the score will be between South Africa and Australia? Last week I wanted Australia to win, which they did. This week I want South Africa to win and to embarrass Australia as well, says Ryan. So my prediction for that game is I think it's going to be close, or that's going to be dropped by Mitch Drummond. We will come back to that in just a very short moment, because Waisaki Naholo's got the ball, and anytime that man gets the ball, you got to watch the stream, because he can be a danger. He's been able to score the first try of the first half. We'll be open to score another. Mitch Drummond sees a bit of a gap, gives it to Billy Harmon, spinning out of the tackle now, Xavier Rowe. And also it was Tucker dragging him down, going back now, Fergus Burke, Rameka Poiepi. Oh, it's an awkward fall for Aiden Johnson. Almost got the elbow there, straight on the ball for Waikato, and they've been able to steal the ball now. Xavier Rowe with the box kick in behind, seeing a huge amount of space. If this goes into touch, oh, it's just outside of the 22. Could have been a 50-22 there for Xavier Rowe, but I feel like for my prediction, I think it's going to be close, but I'm going to say that it will be within like probably, I want to say 5 points, but I think it's going to be within 10, and it's going to be maybe the Springboks who sneak it, but then Suncorp has that atmosphere of the Wallabies have not lost the game at Suncorp since 2016, and their last 5 games up against the Wallabies, up against the Springboks at Suncorp, they've won 4 and lost 1. So they've got a very good record there. So I'm excited. I can't decide, but I know it's going to be a very good match indeed. Princey have taken that one off the rolling maul now for the Canterbury side. I was about to call them the Wallabies at this stage, trying to get it going forward. They will be told to use that very soon. I would think it is going to be Shiloh Klein at the back with this ball in hand. It's really not going anywhere. They have been told to use it once now, and straight through the middle there. It is going to be in the hands of Mick Wannell, and he's been able to get it, and now it will be Waikato who do get themselves that scrum. We have us got there in the chat. It will be within 10 as well from Smithy Torn, and also 23-18 for the Box. And I'm moving home. We play Plants vs Zombies on Wednesday at 5:30, which does sound good indeed. And also a 34-18 to the Box. I assume that is, if I'm not wrong, 9 games. Is that all over the same day, or is that kind of spread out a few days in a row? Because that would be very tough indeed with 9 games on that same day, same year. And I don't mind watching the pros and having a drink as well. Says Sebastian, and also won't score more than 30 as well. Says Smithy Toilet for the Springboks, and same wish I had stuck with rugby. Started on the wing, ended up in the centre, and sometimes fullback. Says Crazy NZ, and we have got there from George. You're going to shave that fluff off, or is this live stream in this live stream since the Wallabies won? Get the razor out kid as well, says George. It is going to be coming off before the match between the Wallabies and the Springboks, because that was the kind of forfeit deal. It was going to be for the next live stream that I have for the 2 sides playing off. It was going to be just the stash, so it's going to be interesting. Like, and Nick White will be coming out, but it won't be very impressive indeed. But now it's going to be a good back line here for Waikato. It's going to be Palin Solomon offloads it on the outside. It's a terrible bounce pass. Unfortunately, Fulham, and now it's going to be Rameka Poiepi, all the space in the world to be able to kick this one way in behind. Who has got the base? It's bounced it awkwardly, and the ball just outside of the 22 sits up there. For it was James Tucker taking that one, getting in there. Canterbury with the counter ruck. Have they got the ball? Mitch Drummond wants it, and it's available, is it? No, it's going to be on the side of Waikato, and then it's going to be now Xavier Rowe kicking that one into touch. Boy, this one's going quick at times between the two sides, but it's just that final pass for Waikato that has been going to ground that they really needed to find their hands. It was Matthew Lanston in the end. I believe he tried to pass it on the outside. It would have possibly been Waka out on the wing, and he is a dangerous man, even if you can just find their hands with a bounce pass in that situation, but it was just a little bit of the wrong length, and it did cost them big time. Wallabies will keep it close as well, says Smithy Toiler, and Springboks will have to work for the win tomorrow. Wallabies won't hand it on a platter as well, says Smithy Toiler. Yeah, and after that last game, the Springboks may change their tactics a little bit. I think there'll be a little less kicking and a little more. That's going to be stolen there in the line out, and now inside of the half, it is now going to be. So originally it was actually charged down, I believe, by one of the Canterbury players, which is why, that's a knock on from Reed Prinsep. Now it's going to be a scrum feed. They have said off his feet is the call. So there's 3 minutes left in this half. Can the Waikato side get themselves one try before heading into halftime? We have got there. Are those misconversions hurt the box for real as well, says Katie Dixon. They did indeed an easy win tomorrow, says Harry. And also, I hope the Aussies win again. It would be funny, says Immortals. And also, we have got, I normally play league, but I do love myself some union as well, says Nice Noah. Welcome in to the live stream. Maybe can't argue with that. Sounds good to me as well, says Steve Smith about the Bears in front of the rugby, and agreed Andre Pollard needs to up his kicking game. He's more than capable. Yeah, he's one of the best kickers around. Andre Pollard had an off game in that last match, but I don't think I have seen him have like 2 bad weeks in a row. He will be out there and he will probably kick at about, I would say, at least 80% in this weekend's game up against the Wallabies, which is actually less than 24 hours away from taking place. Go Waikato, my hometown as well, says Ryan. Also, we have got, come on, man, you are only going to shave one side of your face only, says George Polo. Although the agreement on that live stream beforehand was actually that it was going to be get rid of this part and leave the mustache for if the Wallabies were able to get that win. It was a different bet to the one that we almost agreed on, but that's going to be dropped there by Waikato. But Fletcher Smith now going to have this ball, passing it back across now to Vaka. Can he get a bit of a step going? It's a big hit on him by Daniel Leonard Brown and Klein. Still available for Waikato here. Fletcher Smith digging for it. He's got the penalty advantage as well. So now he's going to pierce the line, almost drum and tackle it a little bit too high. It's going to be a knock on, and they're going back for the penalty to Waikato. It's inside of their own half, so I would assume they would go for the corner here and try and get themselves some points on the board, some big points as well. They could take the lead here if they can get themselves. What are they deciding? Fletcher Smith. It looks like he is going to kick it for the corner here for Waikato. We have also got the Hawaii lads as well. Says Cullen, welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to see you guys all here for this Bunnings NPC live stream. I had no idea how many people would be showing up for it because of the fact that it has been so long since the Bunnings NPC has been taking place. We've had about 3 weeks that that's been postponed. So now we're into that situation of we're back. Hopefully we are back to stay for a little bit longer. It's going to be Waikato just outside of the 22 now with the opportunity. 39 minutes into this game as well. Waikato in the chat from Doogie, and also who's the best player in the game so far, says LP. I would say Cameron Bailey. Set up the try, Waisaki Naholo also is just making a lot of running meters, so I would give it to him. Followed by maybe Luke Romano for Canterbury as well. He's been playing very physically and has been working quite nicely. Oh, it's going to be stolen by Waikato once again. Stolen by Canterbury. And the breakdown now, they have got the opportunity of just closing out this first half with the ball in hand, unless, of course, they do end up in the situation of getting a penalty against a Bahia. I'll tell you what, Billy Harmon looking for the offload. He's allowed to pick and go, found the offload as well. And now all of a sudden, they are 45 metres out from their line, so they've got an opportunity, but it's going to be stolen by Waikato now. And they have got one last attacking chance of the half. We're up to 40 minutes now. What can they do? Xavier Rowe, Pinsey is back. Summer Penny, female flat pass. And it's going to be the try to Waikato. What an awkward fall for that man, but he scored the try, or has he? I believe they will be going back to check whether or not this was a forward pass, but if not, Summer Penny Finau has been able to score it at a couple games for the Chiefs in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman and Super Rugby Aotearoa. They're going upstairs. Can you wear a sombrero and poncho tomorrow, since you are going to have a dirty Sanchez as well? I feel like that would be highly offensive if I did, and I would almost get cancelled. I would think that they're going upstairs. Okay, they're actually checking. This isn't for the try. The try is good. They have said it's actually going to be checking to see whether or not Mitch Drummond has ended up being taken off the ball, which created that space for Xavier Rowe to run through. Please, Drysdale, no Drysdale to try to Waikato. It could be. Whether or not Mitch Drummond, though, Mitch Jacobson, you would say, oh, it's opened up a bit of a gap. Has he held him long enough? That's a big question. It was Mitch Jacobson, I should say. He has kind of joined in. He's come back And he has got in the way of Mitch Drummond. But the question is, has he held him for long enough? He holds him for a long time. And when he sees that Xavier Rowe is gone, he did let him go. I think they might call it back here. I think they might call it back, depending on what they decide. And then they're checking the pass. I think the pass was fine here. We are just going to see it in real time. This is a big moment. Are Waikato going to be able to take the lead in this game, or will Canterbury go in 5-0 down? It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think they are going to take it back. Like they are saying, he should work on his dive. He almost dislocated his shoulder. It did look very awkward indeed. They're going to see it live once again. We are just going to see whether or not would Mitch Drummond have been able to get across there and make that tackle on Xavier Rowe. This is a big decision. Can't wait to see how the Bulls go against Leinster. Give us a look at where they stand in the tournament. To other defenders, it's going to be a try to Waikato, and it's going to be Samapeni Finau who was able to score it. He's part of the tackle, so he's been cleaned out in that regard. And that now means that Waikato are going to take the lead going into halftime, and Samapeni Finau, he has been able to score it. Okay, we can't actually hear the TMO. I thought the guy was talking to himself at the moment. How is that offensive? Are you celebrating diversity for the Mexican community? Says George Polo. I mean, even if, like, I've got a sumo suit out in the garage, I feel like even in 2021, if I put that on, then people would get annoyed with that one. And also we have got easy try as well, says Harry. Yes, they have agreed there with Munster versus Sharks, 2 huge games, as well as says Sebastian. That first week of the United Rugby Championship is going to be absolutely huge. The try stands for Waikato, and now they are going to have the lead going into halftime. And Samapeni Finau, the man who was able to score it, very nicely done by Waikato there. And you would say that at this stage, they are going to be very lucky going into halftime with the lead, because they've had a few early opportunities that they weren't quite able to capitalise on. Canterbury almost getting 2 interception tries for Waisaki Naholo, but that is a try to Samapeni Finau. Hello as well, says Jason Yang. Welcome in, mate. And yes, says Doogie for Waikato, and also Wu as well from Harry. But nonetheless, with this kick to be taken, I have actually given him the points. It's not full-time either. Don't listen to me. I have randomly put full-time down there. It's going to be half-time if he can get this kick, and it would be 7-5. He hasn't taken it yet, though. So who knows? He's taken a little while. They do normally have the 60-second rule in some competitions. I believe the only one that I've seen it enforced, though, is the French top 14 as the only competition that we have seen there. And that now has gone over. Halftime is upon us, and Waikato leading this game 7 points to the 5 of Canterbury. And we have got Weir Sumo Suit for the commentary. That would be hilarious as well, says George. And also we have got there, he's actually got one of those as well, says Katie. I do indeed. It sounds weird to say that we do have one, but it was a birthday present a long time ago that I did receive. So I decided why not just keep it. And we have actually filmed a couple of Kiwi Lads videos that are no longer public. So you guys, you can't see them, luckily, because it was like pretty much Kieran was involved as well. It was a whole blow up fest. That sounds weird. But yeah, we had a fun time with all of the inflatables. So I feel like I'm digging a hole at this stage. But halftime in this game, 7 points to Waikato, 5 to Canterbury. 2 tries so far. Samapeni Finau scoring the try for Waikato, and then Canterbury able to score 1 try as well. Waisaki Naholo, the man who was able to score it. Looking at some of the stats for this matchup, 61% possession for Waikato, 12 defenders beaten and 3 clean breaks, to the 39% of Canterbury, 4 defenders beaten and 1 clean break. But we need to remember they were leading this match for a majority of that first half. Looking at the offloads, very even, 7-8 as well. Turnovers conceded, 14 by Waikato and then 10 by Canterbury. Looking through the tackle stats at this stage, missed tackles, 13 missed tackles by Waikato, with only making 53, and then 67 made by Canterbury, only missing the 5, and that is another big difference that we have got there as well. Waikato 27 and also Canterbury 35 is another one that we have got from Jason Yang, and we have got there. What's the score going to be tomorrow for the All Blacks? I think they are going to win by around 25 points, but Argentina, I expect to get at least 1 try on the board. With all the changes that they've gone with, at the end of the day, they've got nothing to lose. They are already sitting last on the Rugby Championship table. They can go out there. These new guys that they have got in their starting lineup can just go out there and try their very hardest to try and push the All Blacks for as long as they can. And we always got there, yo, NPC, my guy. Hope you're well also as well. Says Dexter, welcome in, mate. The Bunnings NPC is finally back. I am absolutely buzzing about this competition. It's been a few weeks since we've been able to see it, but now it is back ladies and gentlemen, and it is not going anywhere anytime soon. Hopefully we can keep on doing these ones as they keep on going here in New Zealand. We haven't got Auckland, Counties, Manukau, or North Harbour yet, but they will be coming very soon as well. I thought New Zealand teams were a lot better than only 12 points and a half. What's going on as well, says Aiden. I think it is just because of the fact that these two sides have been relatively evenly contested throughout these ones. Like we've seen that as a Waikato, I should say, have had quite a bit of the ball in that first half, but when it came to those pivotal moments, such as the pass from Lanston into the hands almost of Waka out on the wing, he would have scored that try, but they didn't quite get it right. Fletcher Smith, massive interception pass into the hands of Waisaki Naholo, losing the Mahoipa ground as well. Looking through some of the player stats so far, there's no one really with a huge amount of running meters other than Waisaki Naholo with 35, 6 carries there, 2 defenders beaten is about the other stat that I have got for you guys. And also tackles made in this game. We will go here. Tackles made, who has got the most? It is Mitch Jacobson, who has got 9 tackles made, 2 turnovers, 1, also matched by Henry Sowers with 9 tackles, 2 turnovers, 1, and Sam Derry, 9 tackles, 2 turnovers, 1. Also, everyone loves getting themselves a turnover in the breakdown, that is for sure, but they are just showing the try of Waisaki Naholo to get the first try of the match underway. A couple minutes before that, I had said hadn't seen him once throughout this match so far, and then he was able to do a beautiful running line to be able to link up with the man Cameron Bailey in the number 14 jersey. Was going very well as well. Bought tickets. Got my Munster versus Sharks as well. Very excited to say the least. Forget next Saturday. I want to go this Saturday as well. Says Gunnar Coyne, and that's going to be a good game as well. The first time we're going to get to see the Pro 14 teams playing the South African sides that aren't included in the Bulls and Benetton for the Rainbow Cup final. But Summer Penny Finau, that dive concerns me. The way that he dove for that one when he was able to score the try, because he kind of ended up leaving the arm behind. He could have easily dislocated the shoulder there. And we have got GA Sports that said hi as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. And we have got Think Leinster will be too good for all, but it's an interesting clash. Will the Bulls be contenders? Maybe, maybe not. I can't wait to see what happens with South African additions. And that is a big thing as well. Interestingly enough, Dwayne Vermeulen signing for Ulster. That was the big rugby news that we did see recently. It's a huge one because of the fact that there weren't too many people who were too happy about the fact that he was going to be leaving the Bulls to go to one of those northern sides, where we have got Waikato in the chat from Rio Game, and also we have got Cool as well, says Loffy, and also Kiwilers are so awesome. Hope your weekend goes well. Can I have a shout out to Reed Nichols as well? Shout out to you, mate. And hopefully you are doing well, and hopefully you are looking forward to the weekend of rugby. Reed, we have got there. I'm doing good, thanks. Says GA Sports, and also we have got there. Cheers in the chat from Kana Coin and Cool from Loffy as well, and Argentina, or another donut for Argentina, says Steve Smith. The thing is, it's possible, unfortunately, for them that they may end up in that situation. We have got hello, I'm jealous, brother. Can't wait for the game, says Sebastian as well. And heck yeah, hope you have a fantastic time from Katie Dixon as well. And if you shave, you will look like McLovin as well, says George Polo. I'm not looking forward to it, I'll be honest. Normally, like anytime I get rid of this part, I've just got the mustache, and then with this hairstyle as well, it's just rough. I'll be honest. And we have also, if you do, I should warn you, Kiwi lads, it's pretty expensive for the season pass. As well, says Kana Cohen. And is that for on the URC? Do let me know how much that is, if that is on their website, because we can't actually get it here in New Zealand yet. And I was trying to find the season pass. I saw that it's $17 per game if you buy it individually, which is a very expensive price. That is for sure. We have got, what do you reckon, or who do you reckon will win out of Australia and Argentina, says Ollie Wilson. I would back the Wallabies for that game, but I think it could be close because we saw 2 draws last year, and the Argentine side, they are just one of those gritty, determined sides that if they find a little bit of form early in a game, they can really start to put it together in the later stages, but they don't have a Nicolas Sanchez, and that is another big factor of why I think that they will lose up against the Wallabies. Unfortunately, we have got WWE in the chat from Loffy as well. Who's your favourite wrestler? Do let me know, mate. And Vermeulen will be treated like a king in Belfast. He will indeed. He is a very talented player. Dwayne Vermeulen playing for the Springboks tomorrow as well in the number 8 jersey. Who's best? Box player as well, says Harry. Best box player. That's a tough one. They've got so many good players in that side. But I would say overall, I always look at the likes of, I quite enjoy watching their loose forwards. Like in that situation, I like put them all together, those loose forwards. And you've got Dwayne Vermeulen, you've got Franco Mostert as well, is actually one of those guys who's probably an underdog in terms of how popular he is. But I think he's a very good player. And also Dwayne Vermeulen, I did mention him as a decent shout as well. We have got their mind as well. Cut that ponytail off as well, says George Rouse. I'll just look, if I do that, I will just look like a shaved mole rat, mate. I'll just be completely nothing. I might as well get rid of the eyebrows at the same time while we're at it, we have got Jubro as well. Says McKenna, and also we have got Do You Like Golf? I quite enjoy playing a little bit of golf. Haven't been out for a wee while though. I like Andre Pollard. Says Aria. Chisel and Colby, actually, now that I think about it, I was thinking of the game last week in terms of the players who were available for that one, but Chisel and Colby definitely up there as well. We have got there, I don't know if you will get it yet in New Zealand, mate. I imagine you should, but yes, the season pass is expensive indeed. It's 120 euro in New Zealand dollars. It's 200 as well, says Kanako in. So I guess the saving grace might be the factor of hopefully they do have it in New Zealand on Sky for certain games. I want them to show all the South African games. I feel like that is one of those ones that we just got to keep on following for since I did the Rainbow Cup and also the Curry Cup. We have got there like Rufus, the Naked Mulrat indeed from Kim Possible. Old Rufus is, I haven't seen that show in years at all. I don't even know if it's still going. Go Australian and get a mullet with a mustache as well, says Steve Smith. And also we have got many views that night on the Australia versus South Africa game. It was crazy, bro. You remind me of the days of wireless rugby as well, says McKenna. Yeah, I couldn't even believe like how high that was going. And I always say it, like I enjoy these live streams, I think, just as much because of the fact that I do get to interact with you guys on a little bit more of a personal level. Like those ones just fly. And I try my best to read out every single message, and I never quite get through them all. So these ones are very nice because of the fact that I can read every single message. But I'm slightly expecting, I don't think it will be as busy as it was last weekend, but I think it will still be relatively busy on those live streams for this one as well. We have got there Colby the Stevie. He is a very talented player. I'm not sure when he is going to be going back at this stage. We have got, have you heard the new rule? Is that new rule, the new rule is in the 50-22 rule, Harry, or the one when it comes to taking out the player's legs or the goal line dropout? Do let me know. And Compossible, there's a cartoon that didn't get mentioned earlier as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got TAF. I'm not too sure what that means, but it is a game as well from Lofi. I don't think, is that a term that's not good for the game or good for the game? Do let me know. And we have got there as well, they aren't showing the premiership in Australia, says Luke, which seems like a bit of a shame because of the fact there are a lot of good players in the Gallagher Premiership, also a lot of Australians in that competition as well. But Waikato now making their way back out onto the field. They have got the lead at halftime. Can they extend that lead and make their way towards a win up against Canterbury, who are never an easy beat? Definitely not with the bench that they have got available for them in this one, Canterbury. I said that with a very weird accent, but in this one, the numbers that you cannot see, it is D'Angelo Leula and also Tapia Cook-Savage for Waikato, and then for Canterbury, it is going to be Jack DeBrexini and also Dallas McLeod. So I would say the bench advantage definitely goes to Canterbury in this one, but it is the big question of who is going to be able to have the biggest impact off this bench. We are getting close. Canterbury going to be kicking off for this one. Goal line dropout. I have indeed. We are held up in your own in goal line, or held up in the opposition in goal line, I should say. You do end up going for that 50, or sorry, not the 50-22, the goal line dropout. And also, if you put the ball down inside of your own goal when it has rolled in there before you've touched it, I believe that is also the goal line dropout. We have got there in the chat. We have got there before I go Australia 32-24. I predict see you at the game as well, says Malkina. Now at this stage it's going to be kicked off by Canterbury, but I look forward to seeing all you guys there as well for these matches. It's a bloody league rule as well, says Harry. It is indeed, and also the 50-22 based off the 40-22 from the matches involved. Matches involved in league. They have the 40-22, and we have got the LB here as well, says McKenna, and also Go Mulu Go as well, says Sarah. I heard that they were giving away free cheeseburgers at Hamilton McDonald's if you use the code Mulu as well. Can you sing a song? Says Lofi. Probably not very well at all, to be fair. I hardly even go for the national anthem because of the fact that it would sound like a dying animal of some sort, I guess would be the easiest way. And she's as well, says Lofi. And also we have got there, maybe it's good defense, mate, as well, says Aiden. Also we have got, can you do a stream at the Waimea Space Pub? I don't think I would be doing that because of the fact that they would well and truly judge me for it. Because of the fact we're from such a small town, everyone knows everyone. What a push that was from Waikato. But Canterbury have done extremely well to still have this ball available. It's going to be hit up there by Rameka Poyabi. Now it's going to be Stowers receiving the ball from Drummond. Straight on the ball there, Jack Lamb. Did he get it? Not quite. Now it is going to be going short side. Drummond floaty past to Leonard Brown on the outside to Weiss, sucking the holo, waits for the bounce, tries to beat the defenders. Getting close to the touchline. They have to release him, and he's somehow been able to keep himself in the field of play. That's a knock-on from Mitch Drummond, and it will now be Waikato who will have the scrum feed. And there's a little bit of wrestling going on between Josh Mackay and one of the forwards for Waikato there. We have what's got there. Some of those grey area rules should be removed purely because they can go either way and cost the team a match on a big moment in the final or something. Just rules that cause controversy as well. Yeah, that is a good point. It is similar to the one about they are saying that they're going to be a lot more strict in terms of players getting their knees taken out and whatnot. We saw the yellow card in that game up against the Springboks. We did get to see that one used in full effect, but there's also still that grey area of what exactly gets you that card in that one. And we also got that Hamish we commentating Glasgow Warriors versus Edinburgh in a Scottish accent as well, says Sebastian. I mean, other than the fact that a lot of Scottish people would probably hate me for that, I feel like it would be quite fun, to be fair, trying to do a Scottish accent. It's hard to stick to Scottish when you've been saying a few of these names with the players from the likes of Manu Samoa, like a Henry Stowers, or anyone else like a Rameka Poiebi. It really is hard to get the tongue back in the right place in the mouth now. It's going to be Waisake Naholo taking that one nicely in the air, 40 metres out from his line now, and Canterbury gives it across Drummond to the first receiver, Fergus Burke. Josh Mackay now trying to break the tackle, tackled low, and it's going to be tackled. They've got to release him. Still available for Canterbury. They need to get themselves back into the lead in this match. Daniel Leonard-Brown taking down their Stowers, protecting the ball nicely. Looks like they're setting up for possibly a backline movement to a kick option. Could be coming up very soon. Ollie Jaeger is able to take that one. They're driving up very nicely. Maybe a 50-22. We could see it. We saw it quite a few times in the Bunnings NPC before the rounds got postponed. Going to be a tackle by Jack Lamb there. Has to release him. And he is still trying to get in that breakdown now. It's going to be Mitch Drummond putting up the box kick high. See whether or not Waisake Naholo is going to be able to line up. It's a little knock on from him now. It's going to be bouncing back. Fletcher Smith offloads it back, and it's going to be going forward. No, it's going backwards, so it's still available now. It's going to be Xavier Rowe with the ball in hand, looking at the kicking option for a start, but now going to be just driving sideways. Xavier Rowe trying to pierce the gap, dragged down by Naholo. And also it was Ollie Jaeger short side now. No look pass to the hands of Mesa. Trying to drive forward once again, straight away. Canterbury trying to get straight in that breakdown, leaving their feet there. So they weren't able to contest. Now it's going to be Summer Benefino offloads to Jack Lamb. And Mitch Drummond having to muscle up with the big players in the four-pack of Waikato going back. Offloaded to Jacobson, knock on from Fletcher Smith. He saw it was Billy Harmon charging at him, and he got worried. Now it's going to be, it's a loose ball there, but taken very nicely by Cobus Fambling. Sorry, a little bit high from Jack Lamb there, and it's going to be an advantage. Now they're going short side once again here, Waikato. And it will be the opportunity for a drawing pass. Not quite able to link up, but they've still got that advantage. Canterbury trying to get straight in there, losing the feet, going short side once again. Drawing pass. Not working out for them, though. But they did have a lot of phases in that first half, so that is what they'll be trying to do here. We need a stoppage in place so that I can read all of the chat. There's the stoppage. It's a penalty. We have also got there Geordie's kick as well. Says Harry and come on Waikato. And also we have got, if you wear a suit, you will look like Borat as well. Says it is a George Polo. I mean, the suit is actually on the cards for that one as well. And we have got there 40-20, not 22 as well. Says Luke, that is a good point there. 40-20 in league and 50-22. It's not actually that much of a distance as well for you to be able to kick in Union, to be able to get yourself that attacking lineup, which is what Waikato will have here if they find touch. I haven't heard anything about Sky Sport NZ securing rights for New Zealand viewers for the United Rugby Championship matches. But I think that's what the website is for. If it can help, or it can help if you can't get it on national broadcasters here. Hopefully they do show the games live here, or else that would be a bit of a shame, as I am very much looking forward to getting up for those games, definitely, because they are going to be in the middle of the night, but it's going to be worth it. Going to be some very good matches there. I have a Scottish accent, but most Australians seem to think I'm Irish as well, says Steve. And also we have got there in the chat, kicks, sevens. I'll tell you what, there's going to be a line break here. So first of all, we're going to have to put the little bit of commentary coming through. It's going to be almost Balin Sullivan, and he wins the penalty for Waikato. I didn't even see what happened in that line break. Was it reading the chat as well? We have got there and the chat as well. Can you do the Harlequins games this year? Since I won't be able to watch them as well, says Luke. I will be able to do some of those matches. Some of them aren't being shown here in New Zealand, but I know that the first week's game between Newcastle and the Harlequins, it is going to be shown on Monday morning. So I believe it will be about a 5 a.m. game, or maybe 3 a.m. for you at this stage, Luke, but we will try our best to do as many of those games as they are shown. Anyhow, we always got there. I don't want to send money help as well, says Harry earlier on in the chat as well. We have also got there when they announced the Trans-Tasman competition months ago. Last I checked, the South Africans don't fall into that category as well, says Kanakoin, and now it's going to be bouncing off Xavier Rowe, takes ourselves the dummy, and he's going Xavier Rowe, pins the ears back, but he's dropped the ball again, and it was a very well done from Canterbury there to be able to just get their hand on the ball, which created the opportunity to get that knock on. He's pushing his anti-NZ agenda. He's wrong. Yeah, well, Johnny plays in Kanakoin, and you guys go way back. Indeed, we also got there in the chat that LEG is better than Borat And also we have got kicking off before the United Rugby Championship has even begun. Gotta love it as well. Says Sebastian and punch dummy in the face. Then add me on Snapchat and I will fully hard face plant as well. Says Harry, I don't think I want to see your face planted, mate. It would be pretty painful indeed. We haven't got there in there. That is improving. Your point and all that also you have got there in the chat. Luke Palmer hashtag come on you Quins, I believe that is. If I'm not wrong, gee, well, I'm starting to learn a few of the analogies that is for sure, but now it's going to be Canterbury inside of their own 22 here, 15 metres out from their line. And it's going to be a big scrum push from Waikato once again. I would think they had a massive push in the last one, but now it's going to be claimed. Fergus Burke passes it back, and it looks like it's going to be put on the boot. Very big kick there. It's going into touch. Are they going to take it quickly? They do indeed. Now it's going to be in the hands of Cobus Famling trying to pierce the gap, and he's done so. He's going the quick step at number 14. And now Waikato once again, the ball popping out the back. Xavier Rowe getting kicked in the end there. They have still got this ball, the player leaving his feet. And now at this stage, still available for Waikato. This one has been an aggressive one on the breakdown for both sides, just being able to go back and forth. Now it's going to be James Tucker going in there, almost stolen by Luke Romano, but in the end, did end up in that situation of not quite getting the ball. What I am going to do, though, for you guys, while it is Balin Sullivan driving his way forward, actually signed a contract, I believe, if I'm not wrong, with the Hurricanes for next year's Super Rugby Pacific competition. Once again, McWannell going forward. We're going to show the table at the moment, and it is going to be a penalty to Canterbury as the player leaves his feet. I think it wasn't McWannell. He was the man who made the original run, I should say. But this is the table as it sits before this game. Canterbury in last place, sitting on 5 points, but also the same points as a Bay of Plenty and Hawke's Bay. Then you look, Waikato, they are sitting on 10 points at this stage. If they can get a win now, they will be comfortably in first place heading into the game, which is happening tomorrow between Tasman and Northland, which is one that Tasman will want to get a very big win. And indeed, we have what's got there. Come on, you Quins by heart as well, says Sebastian. Also, we have got, I will get up at 3 a.m. I got up at 2 a.m. to watch the grand final. And on that day, I had Stay Rugby as well, says Luke. That is commitment, that is for sure. And that was a very good result for the Harlequins. I love LEG stuff, man. He's hilarious. I mean, just Session Baron, I always say his name wrong, Session Baron Cohen. In general, I do enjoy a lot of what he puts out there. Borat is an interesting one. Some people like it, some people hate it, but I go and enjoy it. Henry Stowers through that gap. No, he's got a step as well, the big man. And he's got the try for Canterbury. And that was a very nice try indeed for Henry Stowers. We're going to put the try on the board. That's going to be converted as well. But Henry Stowers had a good series up against Tonga for Manu Samoa, and he has now scored the second try of the match for Canterbury, the first try of the second half, 49 minutes in, and Henry Stowers has been able to do so. It was off the line out. Then from there is Fergus Burke just through the gap. Henry Stowers step on him as well. Round a winger for Henry Stowers to be able to do that is very impressive indeed. Plays for the Brumbies normally in Super Rugby, but I believe, has he changed club? I'm not too sure, but if he has, whoever signed him would be very happy at the moment because he has been able to score himself a try in this match for Canterbury. We will add that one to the try scorers list as well. But with that try, who knows, maybe it will lead to that situation of them being able to get and extend a little bit more of a lead. They've got a 5.1 at the moment. They seem on fire at the moment as well. We have also got there in the chat. What do we got? We have got there in there. Can we call you Borat when you get the mo as well, says George. I mean, if you must, I guess you could, but it would be unfortunate as well. We always got there in the chat. I've seen him on Forever Sports spewing anti-New Zealand nonsense, pointing the finger at New Zealand. I don't think he's a fan of anything New Zealand as well, says Johnny Blaze. And we have also got there, get Kiwi Lads to 6K as well, says Harry. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be streaming the 2 Rugby Championship games tomorrow. Also, more Bunnings NPC, Gallagher Premiership, all sorts that'll be coming on the channel very soon. And it's going to be Ollie Norris now making his way out onto the field for Waikato, replacing Aiden Johnson. Daniel Leonard Brown running hard at Jack Lamb, and Finau Drummond inside of the 22. Backline movement looking like it's going to open up for Canterbury once again. 25 metres out from their line here. Heading it up once again, it's going to be Klein. Normally you see quite a few rolling mauls kind of equating for the Canterbury side, but they haven't really had too many opportunities in this one so far. Kicking it straight down the middle, going to be taken now by, it will be Lansdowne. Looking like he is going to be running it back rather than going for the kick. It's going to be Xavier Rowe now on the halfway line. Passes it across. Fletcher Smith now gives it a Jack Lamb tackle by Princep. Rowe once again going short side. Smith with the lobby pass. Jacobson at hard in the tackle and straight on the ball there. Oh, that was almost going to be the penalty to Billy Armour now. Once again going in the hands of Stephen Messer. Ball available. That's a big hit from Reed Princep. Almost stolen in the breakdown. But now Fletcher Smith offloads to Summer Benifino through the hands of the number 14 once again, Kobus Fabling. He isn't having the best game at the moment. It's a big kick downfield. Is it going dead? Yes, it is indeed. So it's going to be going right back to where he kicked it from. And we have got there. I hope I can see a top 14 game as well. Says Brandon. And also we have got at least the points so far have been tries. Makes for good rugby as well. Says Steve Smith. It does indeed. We get to see normally quite a few tries in these Bunnings NPC matches. Not sure what the highest scoring one is that we've had so far, but there've been a few up there. I know that maybe Waikato versus Wellington, it was about 36 to hardly any for Wellington leading, and then from there Waikato were able to get the comeback win and win it from about 30 points behind, which was just crazy indeed. How do you get those emojis as well, says Harry? It is through the pin comment. It is the channel membership, which is $5 New Zealand a month, and it does give you access to those emojis and also to a few extra features such as the member-only posts, videos, and live streams that we will be bringing out very soon. We have got the I Don't Get stands for. They can do Bunnings NPC and other tournaments, but they can't do the English Premiership. I don't get it as well, says Loki. It seems strange that they wouldn't bother with that one because I know they did the top 14 as well as another, or sorry, not the top 14, the top league in Japan. They did do it as well, and we have got there, they're so close to 6K Hamish as well, says Katie Dixon. At the stage now, it's going to be a short ball from Xavier Rowe. Is it now to, it was Rogers, now Fletcher Smith passing it out wide. Going to be Vodka out on the wing. He hasn't really had too many opportunities throughout this match so far. Playing halfback there was the fullback. Passing it back now. Fletcher Smith getting lined up by Oli Yago, I should say. Not who you want to see there. Summer Benifino driving forward once again here. Going to be Xavier Rowe. Sells a little dummy. Does the grubber in mind, but he was a little bit shunted. And now Josh Mackay driving forward. Almost tackled over by Summer Benifino. I believe they have got the advantage. If I'm not wrong, they're almost at the advantage. One of the players ran into the referee and ended up making him have his arm stuck out. It's going to be now inside of the 22. It's going to be Kobus Fabling once again, going to be running it out, just running it straight at the man. I'm not sure whether that's the best option when you decide to run it straight at the first receiver. Xavier Rowe passes it back now. Going to be in the hands of George Dyer in the number 3 jersey for Waikato for this one. Xavier Rowe once again, quick hands now going short side. Smith, quick hands from the fullback, almost a forward pass, but now Rogers breaking the line. Going forward, Rogers almost able to get through the gap, offloading it back now to Ollie Norris, who fires it way back. It's going to be in the hands now of it is going to be offloaded to Jacqueline Diot. Kobus Fabling is the name that just doesn't want to roll off the tongue today. Mitch Jacobson tackled there because it's Xavier Rowe now. Passing it back, Misa once again with another carry here. Xavier Rowe, little bit of a fumble, but gives it to Jacobson. Tackled by his opposite number, Harmon. Straight on the ball there, Mitch Drummond. And he almost won the penalty there. Ollie Norris now playing halfback. He's been busy so far in this one, in that halfback jersey, I guess you could say at this stage. But now it's going to be McWinner once again. Going for the player, lost his footing, so he is not able to contest. Summer Benifino is down, which is not good news for Waikato. Once again, Rogers going for Luke Romano, just steals the ball. And he has got it available, and Canterbury going to be kicking this one downfield. Oh, it's gone straight into the armpit of Xavier Rowe. He picks the ball up as well. That would have been, it's in the hands of Josh Mackay instead, who was able to rip it off Xavier Rowe as he ripped it off Mitch Drummond's hands. So now it's just going back and forth. Xavier Rowe's probably got a very sore armpit at the moment from that ball. Going to be once again Cameron Bailey, almost the first time we've seen him in the second half as well, that we have seen just up to all your channels as well, Harry. So I do appreciate that a lot, mate. We have got quite a few of them at the moment. We have got Kiwi Lads Gaming, Kiwi Lads Sport. I think there's Kiwi Lads Reacts and Kiwi Lads Clips as well, but this one is the most active channel here, and it's going to be straight on the ball almost. And it is a penalty for Waikato. And it is going to be Matthew Lanston who was able to win that penalty for a side note games, mate. Only rugby and farming as well, says Harry. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Do the NPC games get paid, or do the NPC players get paid? They do indeed. I'm not sure. I don't believe it is going to be in that situation of it being as much as a Super Rugby contract, but they would still get paid probably, I would say, a livable wage in this situation, which seems kind of harsh in a way, I guess you could say, because of how much these guys just absolutely go out there and whack each other out on the field. But now Waikato going to be kicking this one for the corner now. He wasn't too happy with it as well. And there was a double blow of the whistle, so I believe subs are going to be taking place here. We have got that in the chat as well. I'll tell you what, it's going quick at the moment. You could do, could you do 2 videos in one day? We have actually got, I believe, another video coming out a little bit later on. I am going to be releasing my Springboks versus Australia preview as well. I need a new emoji suggestion, folks. As well as this Steve Smith here, we are looking and more options. We've got a special one planned, which some of you guys will remember from the match that we did. That was our 100th commentary live stream. I see the Mulu cow in the background. That is for sure for the Waikato side. Can they get themselves a try here? But yeah, we've got that one coming, and also we are allowed one more, I believe. Oh, that's not a good throw. Who's going to get it there? It's going to be Ollie Norris. He's dropped the ball. It's gone backwards, though, and it's still available for Waikato. Ollie Jaeger dropping that ball there, just losing the footing. And Waikato once again going to have this one. It's going to be a step from McWannell once again. Tackled by Stowers. Can Waikato find their way over the line? It is going to be the replacement. And the number 16 jersey, which for this one is Sam Cooper, offloading it now to Jack Lamb. Tackled by Luke Romano as well. Slowly creeping closer and closer forward. Xavier Rowe throws himself around the side of the breakdown now. Around the side once again, it's going to be Balin Sullivan. So all of the backs getting involved going around the side. Ollie Norris, he was going to be close to the line, reaching out. Did he score it? They're going to have to go upstairs, but did he get that one down? Ollie Norris, the man in the number 17 jersey for Waikato, the replacement prop, might have just scored himself the try. Happy that Tom Ford is starting for the Aussies as well. Says Johnny Blaze. And yeah, that's going to be interesting to see him go up against the returning Trevor Nakanya as well. It's going to be an exciting one when it goes to the scrums. I believe the pack weights are a lot closer in this game as well. So that is why it's going to be so kind of an intriguing battle of the front rows we have. What's got there? Are you streaming tomorrow? We are indeed. We are going to be doing the Gallagher Premiership game between the Bristol Bears and Saracens. Then we are going to be doing maybe a Bunnings NPC game. I think it would be Taranaki versus Wellington. And then we've also got our 2 rugby championship matches that will be taking place. Ollie Jaeger, I believe he scored that try. Unless he's just an inch short. He might be an inch short, Ollie Jaeger here. Was he able to get it down here, Ollie Jaeger? I'd call it a try. I'd say that is a try to Ollie Norris, not Ollie Jaeger. I said the wrong name there, but Waikato, I believe they will have the try, and this will give them the lead back in this match as well. Ollie Norris there, I say he's been a halfback since coming on the field. He's done quite a few passes from the scrum half role, but I believe that will be a try, so I am adding it, which I feel like is a little bit risky to do so. Hang on. What if they just, the referee just said he's gone upstairs because he wasn't sure. Okay. So the referee on the field, I'm going to have to take this one back because the referee on the field has said that his observation is that he is short. And then from there, he has kind of made his way forward. So whether or not he has got downward pressure on that when he puts it over the line, I'm going to put it back to Waikato sitting at that stage as well, just in case. We have got try in the chat from Steve Smith. But yeah, we are going to have a lot of, I think that's on the line. The on-field decision may stand as no try. And I think that was a try for Ollie Jaeger. Try tonight as well, says Katie Dixon. That's a big moment because that's going to be a Canterbury scrum as well because of the fact that he is just short, and they've said that it has rolled forward and it's a scrum feed to Canterbury. Big moment in this one. They don't have a crowd there, but I believe they were having the booing coming from somewhere. Only needs to be on the line as well, says Steve Smith. And no try with the sad face from Novman. Do let me know, anyone who is watching the game at the moment, did you think that that was a try? I feel like Ollie Norris had enough of that ball on the line to be considered a try. But we have got Noah in there as well from Harry, and also remembering the Sunwolves and Higuares as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there in the chat. Tell you what, there is an argument going on at the moment here, but Daniel Leonard Brown, he is going to be off the field for Brewers. Also, it will be Ratima coming on the field for Xavier Rowe. Liam Messam out there as well. Very experienced player. And yep, as well, says Harry. But Naholo coming off the field, and that is going to be the Brexini making his way out there. McWannell also replaced for Waikato, and that is going to be for Hamilton Burr. So this needs to be a big push from Waikato, I should say. We want to see whether or not they have got a bit of shump, but it's going to be Henry Stowers breaking off the back now, pinning the ears back, and driving his way forward, tackled by the replacement, number 21. Ratima for this one, almost charged down there. I think that ball was touched, so now it is going to be on the halfway line now. It's going to be passed across field into the hands of Cobus Fabling, whose name is almost starting to roll off the tongue, which is good news because it is quite a tough one. Liam Messam now running straight at the Brexini, who is making the tackle straight away. Going back across field once again, and there's going to be Ratima. I have to keep on looking down at some of these replacements. I haven't got them learnt as well as I possibly should have, but that is because we have not had Bunnings NPC for a little while here in New Zealand. It's going to be Fletcher Smith offloads at Waikato, though, speeding up the pace of the game here. They want to get themselves another try. Liam Messam selling a dummy offloads now. The hands of Balin Sullivan tackled by, it was Josh Mackay, 25 out now for Waikato once again. Ratima passes it back across field. Fletcher Smith, little offload now into the big hands of a Dyer. Ratima now looking short side now. Going into the hands of Mitch Jacobson, breaking a tackle, but Derry able to drag him down, putting almost 10 faces together once again for Waikato for about the 4th time in this match so far. Summer Penny Fino, I do see he is still out there, little chipper behind. And is it going to sit up? No, it doesn't. It's dodging everyone. And it's going to be Fergusberg who's got that one going for the chip in behind rather than clearing it big time. And he might be able to get to this ball, Fergusberg. Oh, yes, he has it. It's going to be kicked forward by the Brexini, but it has gone into touch. We have got there as well. Cover success area does indeed. And why was that try disallowed, Hamish? I didn't pay attention, says Sebastian. So pretty much it wasn't a situation of Ollie Norris reached out, but they are saying that he was just short originally. And then by the time the ball rolled onto the line, he had lost control of it. So then they called it a knock on and a 5-meter scrum. Although when he slammed it down originally, I did think there was just enough of that ball to be able to be considered as a try as well. But now it's going to be Ratima once again passing across the Smith wide cutout pass to Balin Sullivan. Good tackle by Billy Harmon. Doesn't miss too many. 92% tackling completion. Vaka having the run as well. Straight on the border. Mekapoya not able to get it though. They're going to be 35 out now for Waikato. It's available for the halfback Ratima once again. Jacobson offloading it back. Balin Sullivan just throwing his body on the line, but he has knocked that one on. And Canterbury going to have this ball now. It's going to be short side. An option out to Josh Mackay. Pins the ears back. Got pace as well. Offloads. But he's just giving it straight back into the hands of Waikato now. And a lot of pressure on Ratima, but he has been tackled by Mitch Drummond. This game is going at a frantic pace at the moment. We'll read all your chat at a very short moment now. It's going back out the back line. Liam Messam wide cut out pass. Summer Benefina almost tackles himself, having a little bit of a trip there. Counter ruck here from Canterbury as well, but it's still available. And it will be their fullback who does decide to play as the halfback now. Now it is going to be the situation of it being Dyer once again with the ball going back here. Oh, big bit of contact there on Burr in the number 18 jersey, I believe he is for this one. And now kicked in behind, kicked out on the full. And that is not what Fletcher Smith would have been after in that one. Knocked it on. Thank you as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there in the chat, I feel sorry for the Higuares. They had a remarkable last season, making the final, and this is their reward. And I do see a lot of their players are actually playing in the United Rugby Championship and also in the top 14. And I feel like it sucks that they are taking out of Super Rugby. So maybe in the future they decide to bring back a side from Argentina and also a side from Japan. But then that's the big thing as well, is will they want to come back if they have been kicked out there? Crazy OG makes me crave that popcorn right now as well, because we have got the eyes, and also in there we have got the popcorn now. I kind of want popcorn as well. Klein hard in the tackle there by the Waikato defence. Canterbury though, ball is available for them once again. Brexini having the offload there. Canterbury still got this one 25 metres out from the line. Brexini once again going to be looking for the offload. Finds it as well. Or Mekapoya be not able to link up with Mackay on the outside. And now, Mackay on the outside. And now it will be Waikato who have got the situation of having the line out. We have got there, cheers Steve as well, says Crazy and also we have got there, it's just South Africa Rugby Union's meltdown and pointing fingers when Australian Rugby Union, the ones pulling the strings as well, says Smithy Donna and Kieran save us as well, says Sebastian. And Kieran at the moment, he's not even he's almost watching the game more than he's watching me, I guess, at this stage, which is good. But Fletcher Null making his way out onto the field, replacing Ollie Yaya, has put in a big shift in this match so far. Popcorn does sound good as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, cheers Steve, in the chat from Crazy and Seb. But at this stage, 62 minutes gone in this game, and it seems like it is going to be going down to the wire. Neither side really looking like they will be getting a bonus point in this one unless Canterbury are able to score 2 more tries in 18 minutes. Tell you what, that's doable for either of these teams. Waikato, we saw it in that game up against Wellington. They scored a huge amount of tries in the second half, including 2 in the last 10 minutes. So who knows, maybe it's not even off the cards for them to be able to get this one. But now it's going to be a loose ball, and it's sitting up for Ollie Norris now. Running hard at the line, and it's going to be Waikato, but Billy Armin straight on the ball. Oh, it's a penalty to Canterbury. And now, more than likely, I think they would go for the corner here. We have got there. Or actually, no. 45 metres out. Would you take on the kick? Could be a good option there for them. And we have also got there. Eats Popcorn with Garen as well. Says Kato Dixon. I messaged Stan Sport to see if they were doing the English Premiership. I'm waiting for a reply from the Dogs as well. Says a Luke. And also we have got Show the Table. Hamish House. How does the Canterbury victory change things? We will put it up on the screen for you guys. This is the Premiership table. So Waikato going into this match was sitting in first place. Canterbury sitting in last. They were on 5. So with a win here for Canterbury, depending on how much of a win it is, they will be moving themselves right up to second place with a game extra than anyone else, though. And Waikato, they will be sitting still in first, but they will not be first by as much. And if Canterbury can get that bonus point, then they will be able to sit in that situation of being on the same points as Waikato. So Tasman would probably get the opportunity to open up the first place position, and also maybe Taranaki as well. Or sorry, Wellington, because they play Taranaki in their next game, and Tasman play Northland. We also got there. Don't get a rat back home. This is rat back as well, says Harry. And also we have got there in the chat. He's borderline obsessed with New Zealand. I've seen him all over YouTube, rugby forums, forever talking down on New Zealand as well. And Waikato, bad teammate, can't play as well, says Legendary. Yeah, unfortunately for them in this game, it just hasn't quite been going their way. That is going to be more points for Canterbury, which, I mean, I'm from Canterbury. So in this situation, you would think I would be more impressed with that result in that regard, because of the fact that they are currently leading by 8 points, I should say, and maybe they'll be able to move themselves up that table that we are showing at the moment. But Waikato going into this match, we're sitting in first place on the table as well. At this stage now, it's going to be kicked off by Fletcher Smith. Get us back underway. 16 minutes left in this one. Is there going to be another try or two for either of these sides? Henry Stowers taking that one inside of the 22 now, 20 metres out. Drummond gives it to Harmon. Hasn't had too many carries in this match, but he has certainly been making a lot of tackles for his side. Also winning that last turnover when he did get the opportunity of being able to get the 3-pointer available for, I believe it would have been, if I'm not wrong, which I might have to check as well, it is Fergus Burke who did kick that last penalty. And we have got West of Southland Stags on the table. I'm from Southland as well, says Henry. In the championship, Southland at the moment, they are sitting in 5th. They have got 1 bonus point, and I believe it was in that game up against Otago that they might have gotten that one, if I'm not wrong, for a close game. And now it's going to be another line break for Waikato here. Seeing whether or not he can link up with his teammate. Decided not to use it as he saw he was a prop, but now it's going to be going short side through the gap, and it's going to be the number 15, whose name I've forgotten once again, but it is going to be Lanston tackled only 10 metres out, and Waikato once again going to be on attack. It's going to be Cobus, his name is tough to say. Cobus Fabling was that man who did end up getting tackled there. That wasn't the best pass, but instead now it's going to be claimed by Waikato. Once again, 6 paces. Fletcher Smith offloads it now to Dyer. Trying to get in there for Canterbury to be able to get the turnover. In the breakdown, it's going to be Liam Messon, very experienced player. Getting closer and closer here for Waikato. They're only going to be a total of 5 metres out now. This would be the perfect time for them to be able to convert some of the pressure that they've had in this match into more points, because they need to get back into it if they want any chance of being able to remain first on the table after this round. Liam Messon going to be playing halfback, or is he? It looks like it's going to be Fletcher. No, just making himself heavy on that breakdown as well. We'll quickly put that back up, or hide that one for you guys. In that situation now, going back once again for Waikato. Still sitting 12 phases in. Still going to the first options with the big props. Ollie Norris, almost a knock on there. They haven't been able to keep this one on the side. Summer Benny Finau now looping around. It's going to be Balin Sullivan, well and truly isolated, and going to be tackled by Jack De Brenzini. And it's still on the side of Waikato. We're going to see 15 phases here if we're not careful. It's Popper back up. It's going to be the Sullivan dummy. And it will be Ratima getting very close to the line, only a couple metres short. Offloads it back now into the hands of their replacement. Number 16, they've got the advantage. They're up to 17 phases here for Waikato. They are ruthless on the defensive line for Canterbury. Close the line once again. It's going to be Ratima. Have they got this one? He was cleaned out hard by Luke Romano, almost knocking that man out, I think. In that situation, they're up to 19 phases in a row. It's going to be taken nicely by Combs. Fabling, it's going in. It's going to be the try. No, what a tackle. from Fergus Burke there. They're up to 21 phases. What is the most amount of phases we have seen in the Bunnings NPC? Because I would tell you it's this one right now. It's going back for the penalty because of the fact that they decided they had seen enough. 20 phases. Samapeni Finau looking for the mark, but how are they going to break through? We have got there contact like a horse race and goal. Tato, it's a try for Waikato. Looked away for a minute and they were able to score their Waikato. And they are going to be right back in this match now. Only going to be a 1 point difference. This one is well and truly heating up. I'm not too sure who was able to score that one. It was actually replacement number 16, Sam Cooper, who was able to pick himself up that try. We will add that one to the try scoring sheet. We will go 67th minute, 20 phases back to back to back to back. Rocker getting very close, but then a great tackle there from Fergus Burke to be able to stop him. Quick tap taken by Samapeni Finau, and Sam Cooper falls over the line and scores a try for Waikato now. 13 minutes left in this game. Can they make the comeback? We've got there, and it's had 21 phases mental as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, huge amount of phases in this one. We have also got there. That's what we love about Hamish Steve Smith, and also close game. Could come down to the wire and also Liam mess him up, aka the walking penalty, says Johnny Blaze. And what is your first game? Says Brandon. I assume if that is the situation of the first game tomorrow, it is going to be between the Bristol Bears and Saracens, and that is going to be at 6:45 a.m. New Zealand time. Very early indeed. It's going to be a tough one to get up for, but we are going to be doing it, and also maybe a bit of the Bunnings NPC tomorrow as well. Could be on the cards. All Blacks tomorrow, yes, as well, says Reed. They are indeed. It's going to be a pretty awesome one to see how it goes in that matchup against Argentina. Could be a little bit closer than last time. I don't know whether they'll run away with it purely because of the fact that they have got so many differences in the two sides. The All Blacks making 12 changes in their starting lineup to only I think they've made about maybe 7 or so for Argentina. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how quickly both sides jump. Now it's going to be an offload once again at Samapeni Finau. Once again, in the ball up, a little bit of a counter right coming, and it's going to be Fletcher Smith breaking the line. He's got a bit of pace as well, linking up with the players. It's going to be in the hands of Ratima. They are going here. Almost stolen there for Canterbury, but Waikato. Once again, Sam Cooper, the man who just scored a try. He's going back in. Mitch Drummond wanted that ball, not allowed it. Goes back once again to Ratima. Oh, it's a drop ball. And it does mean now it's going to be the scrum feed for the Canterbury side. In the end, unfortunately, it was Rogers who wasn't quite able to hold on to that one. As Richie starting, says Harry, he is not. He is still in quarantine, but he will be available for not the match this weekend, or next weekend, sorry, against the Springboks, but then the match after, so the second match as well. And we have got there pretty much saying no. They did pass on my question to the acquisition team as well, says Luke. And also we have got how much time left at this stage. We have got 10 minutes. The bonus point is going the way of Waikato at this stage for being close enough to getting 7 or less tries, or sorry, 7 or less points. 7 or less tries would definitely be a bonus point and a half. But these are the rules of the competition with the competition format as well in terms of the point system. So we have got 4 points for a win, 2 points for a draw after golden point. If this game is a draw, we would be getting some more time off this one. And then it is 1 point or less, or sorry, 1 point for a loss, 7 or fewer, and then also 1 point for scoring 4 tries or more as well. Actually, okay, so it's actually a different rule in this one compared to Super Rugby. It is just 4 tries gets you that bonus point. So that is huge because of the fact that both of these sides, 10 minutes left, we saw Waikato. They were able to score a lot of tries in the last moments up against Wellington. Can they do the same up against the strong Canterbury defence? They've had 62% of the possession and 7 minutes 46 inside of the 22 of Canterbury as well. We have got there two of those sound good. Not sure about the cheese one, as long as it's colourful and sweet tasting. I'm not going to complain as well. And that was for a little bit earlier on. I'm going to have a look to see here in USA around Christmas, all the grocery stores sell these huge tins of flavoured popcorn with caramel, cheddar cheese and butter as well. Cheddar cheese popcorn. I don't think we've got that in New Zealand. We don't even, we've got butter popcorn, and also, what was the first one that you did say as well? Caramel popcorn. I don't think I've ever tried caramel popcorn. If I'm not wrong, but now it is going to be Drummond passing it back to Rameka Poyapi once again in the midfield. And Waikato want to get this ball back as soon as physically possible. Stowers with the loose ball now. It's going to be the wide ball over the top, and it's into touch there. And Canterbury will now end up either having to try and steal this ball in the line out again if Waikato go for it. Although I would say Waikato would be better off going for the scrum because of the fact that in this one, they have had about 3 stolen by Canterbury in the line out. And that looks like it's exactly what they are going to do. They're going to go for the scrum in this one, Waikato. And we have got is Sam Whitelock playing for Canterbury. I haven't heard any news. He isn't in this game for them that I know of. No, he isn't in this one. But I know that Aaron Smith has joined back up with Manawa too. So maybe Sam Whitelock might do the same in that regard of joining Canterbury for a few of these games. Are you doing a gaming live stream tonight, says Lewis? Unfortunately, not tonight, because of the fact that pretty much straight after this live stream, I will be either doing a little bit of a preparing session for the Bristol Bears taking on Saracens tomorrow, and then I will be getting up at around 6 a.m. to be able to start getting ready for that game at 6:45. Going to be a good match between those two sides. The first game of the Gallagher Premiership as well. Yeah, what's got there? How can y'all not have cheddar cheese popcorn? It's a staple in the USA as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, is Colby playing this weekend? He is not, but I'm not sure how far away he is from coming back from his injury, because he seems to be maybe a little bit longer than we did expect. Aaron, you bad boy as well, says Harry. Yeah, he's going to be at Manawa too for their upcoming games. The only flavour you can get at the cinemas here in Albany, Western Australia, is salt flavoured popcorn and no other. You can't imagine my disappointment. Or you can imagine my disappointment. That's a disappointing moment for Waikato, and now because of it, it's an advantage. It's sitting up as well. And Fergus Burke, he is going to get caught. No, he's not. He has scored the try, Canterbury, and that is almost, unfortunately, the dagger in the coffin of Waikato. They made a mistake there, and because of it, it has cost them another try, which could lead to the 7 points as well. Scott cramped big time there, Fergus Burke, but he was able to score it in the 73rd. Waikato dropping the ball. It was a sitter of a pass, and it was that number 14 once again who dropped it. It was a Kovas Fabling. He has to be, unfortunately, one of the least desirable performers, or in terms of the amount that he has done out on the field. He hasn't really played very well at all. And Fergus Burke now has been able to score himself another try in this competition. I believe he got one about 2 weeks ago, or maybe even longer than that, because of how many times we have had this competition delay. But 73rd minute, it is going to be the try for Fergus Burke and the try for Canterbury. We have what's got there in the chat. It's going quick at the moment. Do appreciate every single one of you. Harry is not happy at the moment. And we have also got there spreads nonsense all over what YouTube rugby forums, brother. Anything to do with the New Zealand rugby, he conjures up rugby apartheid as well, causing more division against New Zealand as well. Who's that, Johnny Blaze? Do let me know. And we have also got there, oh no, is that kind of kind? And you're still going back and forth. And we have also got there, I'm in no, we eat any popcorn as well, says Harry. And also try, Canterbury, says Sebastian. And that's a tragedy. No butter, no hatch chili powder, no spicy barbecue seasoning on try as well, says Katie Dixon. So those are a few very interesting flavours, I guess you could say. Tell you what, he needs to get this kick over. I've just had the realisation, and it's from the touchline. I gave him the points early. It's hit the post and it hasn't gone over. It's hit the post and it has not gone over. So the game is still on. Waikato only 6 points behind here. This one is very close. They have still got the bonus point for being 7 or more, or 7 or less behind, and there's going to be a few more changes being made for Waikato now, and it is going to be Tapia Cook Savage getting the opportunity, and that is going to be replacing Voka. So kicking off now, Waikato, 5 minutes left in this game. The big question will be, will Mapimpi score his first try travelling out of South Africa? If they pass him the ball a little bit more than they did in the last match, I think he's got a decent chance, but it all comes down to how often they are going to pass him their ball, because he is a very talented player when he's got the ball in hand. We saw him touch the ball pretty much once in that game up against the Wallabies last week, and he had 2 defenders beaten in just the one run. Okay, that one in this situation, it is going to be Canterbury. Fergus Burke is not happy with the touch judge at the moment. It is going to be the line-out throw for Waikato, 25 metres out from Canterbury's line. This one going down to the wire. We have got there, no just salt. No joke. It's no wonder I sneak in different varieties of popcorn as well as this season. But now it's going to be Fletcher Smith, gives it to Liam Messam. Very experienced player, needs every bit of that experience to try and get Waikato the win with 4 minutes left in this game. We are getting closer and closer to full time. The first game back for the Bunnings NPC. Is it going to be a win for Canterbury, or are Waikato going to be able to get the win from behind? Great line break there for Rob Cobb running forward. 25 metres out, passes. Oh, that was milking the penalty there. Throwing the ball into Luke Romano, and now because of it, they've got the advantage here for Waikato as well, which is a very good news indeed. If you are a Waikato supporter, D'Angelo Leula getting his carry there. Oh, nice little offload on the inside. Luke Romano with the big hit. He was not happy about giving away that penalty, and it's going back to the middle of the field. 3.5 minutes left. They will more than likely kick this one for the corner. Or do you, though? I think you've got to go for the scrum, because the scrum of Canterbury hasn't been as strong as their line-out. Their line-out's been phenomenal throughout this whole match. White cheddar cheese popcorn. It was like gold bars in school. You could trade that for anything as well, says Katie Dixon. And also could just be an Albany, though, as well. In the chat says Steve Smith, and making me want some now. Thanks as well, says Steve Smith and Albany. Also, we have got, how can you possibly know if I watch on the ball as well, says Kanakoin, and I assume that is on the ball. If I'm not wrong, we have got there in the yeah, what that, I feel like I've got to give you guys some credit with the fact that you guys have been arguing for a full 70 minutes, which is impressive indeed. At this stage now, Waikato kicking it for the corner. 3 minutes left now, and a lot of pressure on that man, Sam Cooper. He was able to score himself a try. Can they get one off the rolling maul now? And it would still be a kick to come. They are going to the back. It's taken by Summer Penny Finau, uncontested by Canterbury now. And it is going to be at the back of the rolling maul for Waikato, looking like they're trying to get it going forward, not really going anywhere. And straight through the middle there, it's going to be Canterbury, who tried to get that ball with 10 metres out. Now Waikato have still got this one, looking like they're going to use their forwards. 3.5 minutes left in this one. 2.5, actually. We're getting closer and closer. Do let me know in the chat. Do you think there will be a try scored in the final moments for Waikato, or will Canterbury hang on, I should say. 10 metres out now for Waikato once again. Getting very close indeed. The bonus point is on their side, but they will want the full 4 points available into this one. Fletcher Null, saying that he was slightly taken out there. Still going to be close. Straight on the ball for Canterbury. Is it a penalty? Yes, it is. And Canterbury get the penalty. I believe it was Fletcher Null. You're not shifting that man. And now all they need to do, kick the ball downfield and be able to put it into touch. We have also the Canterbury score spoiler as well, says Ari. A little bit of push and shove out there as well, and you can see how much it means to the players to be back out on the field after the slight layoff. Ollie Norris, I believe, is in the middle of that one, alongside Fergus Burke by the looks of it. Taranaki all day, says Obi Snake as well. And also, I want my license plate to have Waikato, but it's taken as well, says Johnny Plays. And also, we have got there in the chat, we have Vegemite. It's the best chocolate. It's the best chocolate on earth. You should try it as well. Vegemite, are you sure you're not talking about... Wait, so Vegemite, the best chocolate on earth. Are you sure we're not talking about Nutella? Luke, do let me know how we else got there in the chat. Taranaki, the land of the Barretts. It is indeed, although none of the Barretts will be playing for them in the game tomorrow up against Wellington, but should still be a very good one. We have also got there in the chat WWE from Luffy as well. We have got there. I sincerely apologise as well. The chat says kind of going in. I sometimes I can't help it get dragged into these situations, and no idea. Vegemite popcorn. There's Vegemite shapes, I believe, if I'm not wrong, which is kind of like a cracker here in New Zealand for anyone who doesn't know. I believe there are Vegemite shapes at this stage now. It's going to be Stuart. What a time to bring on a man. 1 minute left in this game, and he's going to have to throw the line out straight, and they have been able to do so. So Canterbury now, they've got 45 seconds to hang on to this ball, and it is rolling forward very nicely for them, using up quite a bit of time. And then it will be Jonathan Kitto passes it back. Now Waikato, they need to win themselves a penalty here with only 30 seconds in this game. Luke Romano takes it to ground there. The ball's popped out and he's knocked it on. And now it's going to be Waikato with the ball in hand and the counter-attacking opportunity is open. Balin Sullivan running it himself. Offloads it back now into the hands of D'Angelo. Leula after the 22 offload as well. And now it's going to be Cova's family who's got this ball. He's knocked it on. Did he know that one went forward, I believe? But now it's going to be Fletcher Smith. Goes back. They've got men out wide. Summer Penny Finau on the outside if they decide to use them on the inside. And it's going to be the number 23. They slipped. And it's a try to Waikato. And it's going to be to player Cook Savage who was able to score it. That is the siren. To player Cook Savage may have just won this game at the end of the game for Waikato if this kick goes over. What a finish to the match. They've got a little bit of a crowd there. I believe it would only be allowed to be about 50, but you could well and truly hear them getting behind Waikato for this one. What a time to score a try. It was all from the fact that the Canterbury side, they decided to just hit the ball up. They decided to try and use up the time. And then from there, the ball popped free from Luke Romano's hands. They're going back to see if there was a knock-on. I actually called the knock-on at the time, which I believe they are going to be going back to have a look at. I think it could be maybe going back for the knock-on. They're checking that one, but first they are going back to see if there was a knock-on. This could be a no try. This could be a no try here. Canterbury could still win this game. Huge conversion coming up. If they get to the conversion, they're going to see whether or not this was a knock-on. At the time, I did say, looked like it went forward. So they are going to be checking this one. Huge moment. TMO going upstairs. We're going to have to wait and see. Okay, he is saying that it was a strip perhaps, which is why it wasn't the situation of being able to play on. We're going to have to wait and see, though, what happens there. Offloads it back. It was Cobus fabbling there. Was it a strip? Okay, it would have been a tackle anyway. Okay, it goes backwards, then it hits his knee. Accidental offside could be the call where this could be. The end of the game. It hit the player, and then from there it hit the player's arm. That's going to be a no try, I think. I think that's going to be a no try because Cobus Fambling, he had that ball. Then from there he was tackled. So they had to release him, which is what they ended up doing eventually. And that one, the ball hits his knee, and then from there the player fell forward. It hit his arm. It was Liam Messam. Oh, it might be a try, though. They might have called it as a try. Last rip of the ball. Okay, forward off his leg. Oh, forward. It didn't count as forward because it hit his leg. Liam Messam fell forward, so that is not the accidental knock-on or accidental offside. And the try will stand with a kick to come in this game. And Waikato may be able to get themselves their third win of the season. The crowd are loving it at the moment. Reed Principe will not be because of the fact that this could mean that as I will lose, I'm going to put up the table. This is how it stood before the match. If Waikato get this kick, they will move up onto 14 points, 6 points clear of Tasman in second. If Canterbury do end up, or if they miss this kick, I should say, Canterbury will get the full 4 points and Waikato will receive 1, moving up to 11. The kick to come, he wasn't really able to run it in too far, unfortunately, for him to make it an easier kick. So all of the pressure is going to be on Fletcher Smith, but the try was scored by to player Cook Savage, who was able to get that one. We will add that to the try scorer sheet here for Waikato. Wait. We're stopping. What's happened? Oh, they're picking the grounding, are they? Okay, it was the mark. They were looking for the mark. I thought for a second they were going to take away that one, but it's going to be a big kick on the angle here. The wind is blowing a little bit. Is he going to be able to get this one? But it's an 18-minute try for the player Cook Savage. Is this going to be the win for Waikato? I have got the chat hidden at the moment because I know some of you guys will be a little bit ahead of me here. 82 minutes into this game. It is going to be full-time once this kick is taken. Fletcher Smith, can he get this one that would win Waikato this game up against Canterbury? It's a big question. We have got a lot of you watching. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to leave a like. We are following the Bunnings NPC on this channel. And if the games are anything like this one, it's going to be very entertaining. He's missed. Oh, does he get another go because they charged early? What is going on here? They're going to be going upstairs. They're going to see whether or not there was movement early, which would then mean that he gets to take the kick again, Fletcher Smith. This game's going to go all night at this stage by the looks of it. They're trying to decide whether or not they ran too early. Okay, he stepped once, then they started running. That is going to be the miss kick for Fletcher Smith. And full time here. It is going to be full time, and it will be the end score. Canterbury get the win, 20 points to the 19 of Waikato. What a close game we have got ourselves there. We are going to add that one on and say that it was full time. It's got me very hyped for the Bunnings NPC going forward. That is for sure. We've got a huge amount of chat as well. I do appreciate all of you being here as well. We have got it earlier on tense into the match as well. Says Steve Smith, that was indeed. And also we have got in the chat is no try. I'm going to blame Liam Messam by default as well. The thing is, it would have actually been Liam Messam's fault if they did say accidental offside in that one. But we else got there into the chat as well. Harry is not a happy man at the moment. We have got another donation from Steve Smith. Thank you very much, mate. Wait. Wait, the manager is chatting. The manager is chatting. Liam Messam is chatting off the field. What this game? The controversy around this one is going to stick around over the weekend because Liam Messam is saying that someone is saying that they win early. The refs have had to make that call, but they're saying that he went early, and we are going to have to wait and see whether or not that will be the end result in terms of what people think about this game. But thank you very much for that donation, Steve. Hugely appreciate it, and it is a try. Or it was a try to Waikato, but they weren't quite able to get back. We have got Bunnings NPC came back in explosive fashion. Thank you for the stream, as well as Sebastian. And thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. We have got a few more live streams coming over the weekend. We will put up the full-time score, though, for anyone who is just tuning in now. Waikato able to almost get that comeback, but then from there, Canterbury able to win this game 20 points to 19. The try scorers for Waikato was Samapeni Finau, who scored right at the end of the first half. They actually scored right at the end of the second half as well with Tapaya, Cook Savage, and then Sam Cooper. The replacement hooker was able to score in the 67th for Canterbury. Waisaki Naholo scoring in the 15th. Henry Stowers scoring in the 49th. And then Fergus Burke scoring what seemed like it was going to be the match winner. And in the end, it was 73rd minute. But he did miss that kick originally, which opened up the opportunity for Waikato to be able to get back into that game with that kick. Where we have got Bananas as well, Bananas from is Katie Dixon in there. And also we have got their Bunnings. Is my favourite store. I love going there. It's like heaven as well. And thanks thank yous for the stream image as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there as well. Hashtag pray for Smithy. Cheers for the stream, mate. Says Luke. So to let you guys know exactly what we are planning on covering this weekend, there's quite a few games going on. So the first game that I can think of that we are going to be covering highlights on the ABC channel, says Sebastian, there will be indeed also, although I don't think they actually have a Bunnings NPC live stream or kind of a channel. So it is going to be on the All Blacks YouTube channel that they will be showing the highlights of this one in about 20 minutes or so. Normally they get these up pretty quickly, the highlights of these games. So the games we're covering, it's going to be 6:45 a.m. New Zealand time. Bristol Bears taking on Saracens. The next game, we might be back at 2 p.m. for the game between Taranaki and Wellington is another match that I'm looking forward to covering. Then we have got after that one, the Rugby Championship at 7:05 between the Wallabies and the Springboks. 10:05 All Blacks versus Argentina. And then during the night, 2 a.m., we've got Exeter Chiefs taking on Leicester, with also a couple other games, maybe from the top 14. And then on Sunday, we've got the Bunnings NPC. We've got the match between Hawke's Bay and it will be Bay of Plenty. And it's going to be a Ranfurly Shield match. And then also on Monday, we have got the game between Harlequins and Newcastle. And then also maybe a game of the top 14 as well. So there's plenty. And then why not just mention that the sevens, we may have a few sevens games coming in there as well, depending on whether or not it will be shown in New Zealand. But they are all the games that we are going to be covering on the channel. There are certainly plenty of them that will be coming up indeed. But that is the table before this match. So Waikato, they will receive a bonus point for being a little bit within that 7-point buffer. So they will be on 11 points. Canterbury sitting on 9 now. So they move right up into second place, but they have had the extra game rather than all of the other sides. And Auckland, Counties, Manukau, and also North Harbour will not be playing in these games that are coming up in the next kind of 2 weeks or so. But hopefully after that, they will be able to join back up as well. And at this stage, they are still arguing in the chat as well. Are you going to stream Munster versus Sharkies? How come Munster can't come with their own homegrown talent? There is none. Must be that water that lunch drinks. As well, says Johnny Blaze. Yeah, we are going to be covering the United Rugby Championship next week as well. So the Premiership starts on Sunday morning, says Luke. No, it will be starting the Bristol Bears and Saracens game. That will be a 4:45 a.m. game, depending on whereabouts you are in Australia. That is 6:45 a.m. New Zealand time. And it is going to be taking place pretty much tomorrow. So we are looking at around 10 hours time as our next live stream we will be doing on the channel. That's going to be an exciting one. I haven't really seen too much of the Gallagher Premiership in the past. I believe the only games that I have watched was the final, the semi-final, and also the match between Harlequins and Wasps. What a game that was for that one. I haven't actually seen who Harlequins. I'm talking about Harlequins now. I feel like Harlequins have come up on the mind, but looking forward to seeing Saracens in the Premiership division as well. 4:45 a.m. Am I hardy enough to join you, bro? It's actually 6:45 a.m. New Zealand time, 4:45 a.m. Australian. So you may, depending on what time you get up normally, Johnny, you may be here for maybe the second half, depending on how we go. 6:45, finishing at about, I'd say 8:45 or so, somewhere around there. They normally have quite a long half time for these matches. But speaking of half time, we aren't at half time at the moment, but I am going to get some stats up about this game as well, because the likes of a Summer Penny Finau, also Luke Romano, and there was another player who in the first half had a very good game. It was actually Cameron Bailey, but then after that didn't really get too many extra opportunities for himself. But we have a quick look here. Possession, 66% is what they are saying was in the favour of Waikato. 3 tries apiece. Meters carried an extra 100 for Waikato with 385. Defenders beaten 26 to the 8. Clean breaks 10 to the 1 as well. Very impressive from them. Canterbury had to make 167 tackles and only missed the 16. How much sleep do you get? Believe it or not, I try and get my 8 hours. It's just normally when the sun's up, unfortunately, depending on when the games are taking place. Normally it will be kind of in the middle of the day that I am asleep, catching up on all the sleep that I kind of miss out on the weekends. 43 and 49 metres carried for Fergus Burke and Josh Mackay, the most for Canterbury. Also 35 for Fletcher Smith. Looking at the defensive stats, 11 tackles made by James Tucker, 12 for Mitch Jacobson, and also 12 for Lewis Rogers. Then 14 for Henry Stowers with 2 turnovers, 1. Sam Derry made 18 tackles in this game, 2 turnovers, 1 as well, and 14 for Luke Romano with 2 turnovers, 1. So busy day for Canterbury, but they were rewarded with the 1 point as well. We have got, I really wonder, South African teams. So tomorrow morning it starts as well, says Luke. It does indeed. Tomorrow morning, 6:45 a.m. New Zealand time. So depending on whereabouts you live in Australia, whether or not you are 2 hours or 2.5 hours behind, if I'm not wrong. Oh yeah, what's got there? Maybe even worse than that full Marco for the idiot as well. It says kind of going, and then also we have got there in the chat. I wonder if South African teams will be competitive in the United Rugby Championship. Bulls got smoked from Benetton. That's shocking as well, says Johnny Blaze, and streamed the Rainbow Cup final as well, says Kana Koinen. And Hamish does Northern Hemisphere streams. I don't recall him covering any Northern Hemisphere streams if you're including South Africa versus South Africa battles in the Rainbow Cup. Yeah, other than I think the final, and also we did a top 14 live stream last week. I think is our only other live stream of the Northern Hemisphere that we have covered this kind of season. We also had Gallagher Premiership, about 3 or so games we had done around that kind of time. But other than the British and Irish tour, we haven't had too much of it. Oh, a couple of Six Nations, but they were way back in the day. But other than that, we are definitely more based around the Southern Hemisphere. I'll be there as well, says Luke. So it is going to be good to see it. It does Northern Hemisphere games, not a singular one as well. It says it was Smithy Toilet. And nonetheless, I think we are going to be at the end of this live stream. It is currently 9:03. Be sure to look out for a Kiwi Lads video coming out at about, hopefully, 10:30 or so. I'm hoping to get that one up by, and it will be my preview for the match between, I almost said Argentina and kind of saved it with an arm as well. And we have got there, he just killed Smithy Toilet. Not really. It's just these streams were a long time ago and they have hardly any views on them. We are predominantly Southern Hemisphere. I feel like at this stage, like, yeah, I don't know. The chat at this stage, I mean, it's been interesting. You guys, I guess you've had a decent chat. It's probably not been the friendliest of chats, but you've been able to have a catch up. Kill me as well, says Smithy Toilet. But yeah, at this stage, we are going to be back tomorrow morning, but the preview between the Springboks and the Wallabies will be up at around 10 to 10:30, probably more likely that 10:30 mark. And then also I want to release 2 Rugby Challenge videos tomorrow. But we will have to wait and see whether or not I get them edited in time. We have got, thank you once again for the stream, Hamish. Can't wait for the next one as well, says Katie Dixon. And the next one will actually be at 2:45. No, sorry, that's a lie. It will be at 12:45 p.m. your time as well. So it will be a nice medium game as well in terms of the, it will be a nice game in terms of the time there. Kiwi Lads, did you not stream La Rochelle versus Leeds? So that's Northern Hemisphere as well. I think I did do a couple Champions Cup game. I don't know about Challengers Cup. I think I did Champions Cup though, but we are going to be doing that again this year, which hopefully will go all right. But nonetheless, I guess I should end this live stream. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new as well, because we are going to be back every single day almost this weekend with the Bunnings NPC and also Top 14 Gallagher Premiership International Rugby with the Rugby Championship. All sorts going on this channel as well. Yes, finally a time that won't make my eyeballs bleed as well, says Katie Dixon. Instead, they will probably make mine. Possibly, I'll probably have my eyes about this open throughout some of the match, depending on how entertaining it is. Hopefully, it will be a high-scoring game as well. We have got much love, chat. Have a good one, guys, as well, says Johnny Blaze. And I look forward to seeing you guys a little bit later on for our next live stream. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.